side. Drop the window and feel the vibe. There's no other place I'd rather be. Me Vincy girl by my side. I tell them all the while, we don't have no gold nor oil, but we have wonderful people rich with beautiful smiles. From the hills to the mountains, high, high, high. Every man, every woman, every child. If you're proud to be Vincy, put your hands up high and let me hear you say, this island is mine. Jump and say, jump and say, jump and say. This island is mine. Jump and say, jump and say, jump and say. This island is mine. Jump and say, jump and say, jump and say. This island is mine. Wave and say, wave and say. Hey, Vincy me come from, and I will never sell out my heritage. So if you're looking for me, don't worry, you can find me up in the hills. I'm doing it the Vincy way. I wish every day was Vincy day. So if you're proud of your country, put up on your hands and say, from the hills to the mountains, high, high, high. Every man, every woman, every child. If you're proud to be Vincy, put your hands up high and let me hear you say, this island is mine. Jump and say, jump and say, jump and say. This island is mine. Jump and say, jump and say, jump and say. This island is mine. Jump and say, jump and say, jump and say. This island is mine. Wave and say, wave and say. Whoa, yeah. Radler, Skinny Fabulous. This island is mine. Oh, 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 oh.
If you want me for a while, come by Courts, I'll make you smile. Cause Black Friday come around, we are the best prices in town. Black Friday starts now at Courts. Yeah, it's back, Courts Black Friday. I tell you, hurry fast, traffic on the highway. You know we got unbeatable prices, and furniture, electronics and appliances. Are you coming? Say yeah. Weekly prices, biggest and best deals of this season. Shop and credit to win big, and pay nothing until next year January. Clock out and come down to Courts. Courts already load, Courts already load. Black Friday starts, Courts already load. And go when Black Friday come out.
Testing. Wonderful.
What are you testing?
The mics.
Testing.
And our official persons here tonight too.
Yes. What are you testing?
Well, I just test myself come up the road there, as you can see, Jersey properly soak.
You soaked down.
Boy.
This guy held up the show. It wasn't me. I was here sitting, waiting, ready.
So,
this guy held up the show.
if you believe that, you doubt Jan 3:16, and I know all of them doubt Jan 3:16.
Good night, folks. How you doing? Greetings. Welcome. Yo, Fireside Chat running 2 days straight today.
Careful. Careful. my dad quit and just run full time. We see how
You gotta do full time.
we can see how it went.
Yeah.
See how it went. And we ain't really in the business of quitting neither. So
Nah, we don't
we,
quit.
we hold it down until we could,
Yes.
could push.
Good
night, people.
tonight we will be speaking
A bit different.
about the affairs of the Grenadines affairs.
Correct, Mundo.
Yeah. So just want to welcome everyone who's on the live so far. What you can do for us is just share it. You know, share it with your loved ones, your friends, everybody.
For sure, for sure.
Everybody. Unfortunately, Miss Lewis, she will not be joining us. She, as stated, she busy organizing.
She has a lot going on.
So she wouldn't be able to make it tonight. But nonetheless, we're here. Hey, Danet, good night and welcome. Yeah. We're talking Grenadines affairs tonight. So we have also Casanella.
She will be joining.
She will be joining us. Mr. Abden White should be joining us as well.
All right.
And Mr. Nicholas Sandy.
Wow. What you saying?
Yeah, Nicky said he wants to be a part of it. He wants to speak
Wow.
about some stuff that's
Relative to the conversation.
yeah.
Right. And
And
we wanna advise that also. Let us try to streamline it a bit and maintain a quorum where we are discussing the issues, and of course, if there is solution to be presented to ourselves or the wider public, let's do that as well, but not establishing ourselves as the know it all, be it all, should go the way I say it kind of thing. Let me not keep any type of level of narcissism, but let us be clear, truthful, and factual altogether about what we say, and maintain an overall reasonable conduct. All right, we ain't here to bash nobody. We ain't here to silence nobody.
Yep.
We here to give people an avenue for expression, so to speak.
Yeah.
All right.
Very much
So let us do that with class.
Yep. As you know, as one Grenadines people, because when we go out to represent,
Indeed.
especially when the kids go out to represent, they don't just represent. Somebody say your song like Sparks. So let me just check. Casanella, are you hearing us properly? If you are, just give me a thumbs up. All right, so she's hearing us properly.
Nice.
So good night again, folks.
Nice,
so we just let it thing build up now, and to help us build it up, you can share it up.
Thank you, Michelle. I like how Michelle always there for me, always.
Yeah.
Being able to give me the exact type of words to round it up properly,
Yeah.
So to help me to bring it out there.
So we're still
That's the fam. Non-partisan conversation. That is it right there.
So Mr. Sandy was on the thing there where like he disappeared.
He might make sauce food and he want nobody see.
Yeah, he's like really he returned. He gone again. Boy, I don't know. He was there a while ago and the man just decided, I'm gonna disappear from this. I don't get it. Oh, he's back. Nick, he gone again. Oh, why he's going off the screen like that?
What are you doing, boy?
Abdon White will be joining us in a while.
Is now a good time to ask Nicky if he have flow, did you say?
Nah, I will not go down that road.
Oh,
so,
Lord.
folks, somebody. All right, so you're not on screen, Mr. Sandy.
Okay.
We need to see you. So how this working?
Is it he's
Yeah, I don't
he's
understand.
chatting instead?
Yeah, but
Oh, okay. All right.
So you there? You can hear us and
there.
see us properly, right?
Yeah.
All right, we'll bring persons live. We haven't brought anyone live as yet. So Jamie,
what's up?
I've done gone popping in a while.
All right.
As I stated, unfortunately, Maslin Lewis, she messaged a while ago, say she wouldn't be able to because they're organizing in Beckwith for the launch on Wednesday.
I can't wait for.
Yeah, so she wouldn't be able to. But we have Casanella, Miss Casanella, Oliver Cyrus, former Miss SVG, former Miss Carival, the stylish lady from my row. And somebody told me today I need to add the writer to it. Yeah.
No, author.
Yeah,
she is now also author.
Yeah.
Big up you. I didn't know about the author part. I found that out today by way of conversation.
Yeah, man.
So,
you never know about the book she wrote.
Yeah, well, as I'm saying, like that part that's new to us.
Now. Let's welcome her on stage.
Come on.
All right. Good night, guys.
All right.
How are you?
I'm excellent. Thanks so much for having me.
You're most welcome.
Super happy to have you.
Yes, indeed.
This is one conversation I couldn't miss. If you anytime you say "grr," you don't even have to finish the conversation or the sentence. Just say "grr," and I'm ready. Grenadine. Yes. All the way 100%, 365.
How
are you doing? You good?
She on it. She fully repping.
Yes, it's a bit chilly here in Washington, D.C. today. No snow, but listen, once you guys are sending me some Caribbean love and a little bit of sunshine, I'm doing quite well.
All yours.
Yes,
All yours. So let me welcome now Mr. Sandy on stage.
We're saying.
Good evening. How am I coming through?
Good morning, Uncle Tanti.
Loud and clear, but your camera for some reason is a bit dark. But I recognize the feature. Yeah. I recognize the feature.
I have a light in the background, but I'll change position in a bit. Good night, Casanella. How are you doing?
Hey, Mr. Sandy, doing well, and yourself?
Not to us at all.
Always a pleasure.
You could have all the sunshine you want up there. Trust me. Just take what you want. We have plenty to share.
Thank you so much.
All right.
Times like these, I'm so glad I'm not living in those areas. I envy none of you, no?
You don't want to trade places?
Ever.
We hear Grenadines people, and Mr. Abdon White is about to enter the stage.
We're saying.
But I feel like a celebrity.
I
feel like a celebrity. Hey, Cass, what's up?
Hey, I'm Mr. Abdon, doing well, and yourself?
I good. Who did it, Mr. Oliver?
Sandy.
Oh, Sandy.
How you doing, brother? Welcome.
I good, man. I good. Good night, guys. How everybody doing?
We're good, you know.
Yeah, right.
Not too bad. Glad to have you, man.
Today.
Programs like these, we need to sensitize people and let them know exactly what's happening and what are some of our cries and so forth. Non-political, and you understand?
Right.
Yeah. So I'm glad to see you on, and I know Casanella is a big.
Let me go share this live. Not cut it. Let me just share your live. Share live.
Yeah, I know Casanella is a big promoter for stuff like these,
sorry.
So we can't go wrong.
Always.
Tonight, well, today we did Jamie and I, we were down at Lydia's Gourmet.
Mm-hmm.
That's a Santa kid. She opened that today.
Nice little place.
Nice, trust me. Casanella, you gonna love yourself.
I saw it and it was just up my alley. I loved every aspect of it. Congrats to her. Congrats.
It was beautiful, man. And just after I finished the live, my phone rang, Nicholas Sandy. I answer. And you finished now? I say, yeah. Everything good? Yeah. So I feel like if it's my daddy called, no joke. That kind of caring kind of thing. He says, so when you go home, you're going to send me the link. I said, no problem. You should know that link.
He wanted it on screen.
You understand?
He wanted text no more. He wanted to be
the texting thing just take too long to go through, man.
Yesterday, last night, he was very active. Super. He actively went see Marcel kind of thing.
He
did well.
Nah, but Asanta has a really nice place there, man.
It is beautiful, man.
Yeah, really nice, man.
I
mean, our own market square. I wish it was a bit more like that, but different islands, different vibes. I mean, that's one good thing about the Grannies. Each island they go to is just a whole different vibe,
Yeah. Correct.
Everybody
if you would have seen the live, I made a comment down at the end. If that is the Costco, Canavan Costco or Walmart, the amount of variety that's there,
higher class.
Yeah, man.
Small place, big value, exceptional choices.
Yeah, no, it was nice, man.
Yes,
Very
I
much
agree.
so, folks, we say Grenadines, and you speak about me because I always defending. Jimmy defends.
Home is home.
I know Abdan. If you give your position, he playing right back. Nobody passing he.
Yeah. I attack it too, you know.
Yeah, attacking.
So he ain't just playing right back. He want to be striker as well.
And I know how Casanella stop.
A midfielder all the way and a striker.
But
Got it.
she will play that position in heels.
Yes.
In heels.
Not just heels, always high and shiny and sparkle heels, sparkle heels.
With style.
That is what you have. You're wearing heels now inside the house like that.
I literally just got in from work. I'm still cute, and I can't be uncute till I'm done with all this shenanigans. What are you talking about?
Correct.
Still cute.
And anybody
Castello, you know, if I had known all of this, I would have gone dye my beard and all kind of thing and look, you know, go at the barber. But I've never seen Casanella out. You know, she always on fleek, yo.
If it's one, remember in school
on
a Sunday, not a Sunday, a Saturday, when you see you go by Graves, Casanella with the big broad hats. And
in school. In school.
Yeah.
School is.
Yes.
Julia and Greg used to call her Miss Myro.
Big man even doing construction. This girl always on fleek, yo.
Yeah, Abda, you're throwing me out of the construction bus now.
Even while she doing construction, bro. She might not have on the heels, but she.
That's the only time I've never seen her in heels.
Yeah.
Only when she pushing the wheelbarrow. That's the only time I've never seen her in heels.
You sure?
Other than that, she rocking right.
Yeah.
You sure she
catwalk
was?
All right.
You guys caught me. You caught me on that one with the wheelbarrow.
Nice.
Go
ahead.
How was you in Ireland, man?
You take up.
Nah, we get in there. We get in there. You know, Hurricane Beryl hit us the hardest, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
And United Island is the most populated island in the southern Grenadines. So obviously it would take a bit longer, you know, to get back. But we are at a place where we are a lot more comfortable than where we were. And you know, I always knew that it would have taken a long time when I came to Union the first time and I saw the destruction and stuff like that. So I knew it would have taken a long time. But I started to see one or two restaurants opening back. Sparrow is open, Just Right is open. And you see other few business, the Swing and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
That's great, man. I don't know. He fell off. He fell off a bit there.
Hold on there, Abdan. One moment. I think your voice dropped.
No, he basically fell off. Hopefully he comes back soon. Not sure what happened there. Casanella.
Yes.
You in Washington.
I am.
But at the same time, sometimes I just think you're in Myro.
I am literally in two places at the same time. I connect with island people basically every day, so I know exactly what's happening on ground.
Okay.
So Myra is doing very, very well. It's great to see a lot of our restaurants and bars will be up for this season, will be open. I spoke to Monroe from the Ranch Escapade. He is ready to launch. I spoke to Owen this morning with his beach bar on the he's telling me by the end of this month, he was showing me his chairs and umbrella. He's ready to launch. Desmond with the View, he is ready as well. We have Island Paradise, Righteous on the Youths, ready to go. Dennis, ready to shoot. All the beach bar in Salt Whistle Bay are fully loaded, locked, and ready for punches all season long, okay? We are ready. Myro is open up for business. Turtle Nest, my guest house, is booked all the way up until March of next year. Thank you, guys. We're open for business.
You do official opening as yet?
I do official opening, but I'm officially booked, so that's good enough for me.
Morning, boy. Morning.
Like they couldn't wait for that guest out to finish.
Yeah. So we apartment 1 is open, so much so that I'm pushing now to get apartment 2, and our launch date for apartment 2 will be May of 2026.
Wow.
So Myro is doing very, very well, and we're happy. We're more than beyond happy. We're elated to welcome guests back to our show.
I'm seeing Alana say that the Combination Cafe is
I'm
ready.
sorry, Alana. The Combination Cafe and Waterloo Guest House is also open and ready to receive booking. Natisha's guest house on Airbnb, both of her guest houses are also open and ready to receive business.
So Myro,
I have you.
We're just ready.
And you can get the lobsters.
The lobsters are ready. They've been in and out of season. Myro Lobster is always ready for guests. Okay, you just have to say lobster, and Myro have it.
In and out of season.
Careful.
Well, you will freeze it. Not that it's being caught in that season. It's being served, but obviously we know you can't catch it in off season. So a lot of our hoteliers will buy it in bulk so that it can be available.
Okay.
And that is something every business person with common sense would do. You buy apples, you buy oranges, even things that are no longer in season. You buy it in bulk, and so you can have it for a long period of time.
All right. Oh, great.
Right.
It's wonderful. Abdon.
Yeah, guys. Sorry, I apologize. Get cut off there.
Okay, no problem. I see Nikki, you drop out a bit too. And as we speak about restaurants, I know before Beryl, you had your restaurants as well.
Yeah. And no. I'm not. The restaurant business. Trust me, it's one of the most hectic. You just don't have enough time for yourself. It's not for the faint of heart. I could tell you that. It's a lot of work. But Union, as I said, Union is getting back. Slowly but surely. You've seen a few of the guys going back to Chatham. The infrastructure is slowly getting back. But just right, they're doing well. Sparrows, they're doing well, and you see a few the other shops like the Swing, and I know a few other businesses they're opening up. But we know it's going to take time. People want to do business. A lot of the places that are being fixed, they're already being rented out, and persons moving in and start fixing it up. The market square slowly, people are moving in and organizing their shops really and truly to get ready for the season. And, we're hoping that we have a good season this year. From all reports, there are going to be a lot of cruise ships in the Southern Grenadines and Myro, Tobago Keys and Union. So we definitely looking forward to a good season. I know we won't be 100%. I was in Myro and I was really surprised. I was in Myro sadly for a funeral. Yeah, I think it's about a week ago.
Yeah.
And I stopped off at Dennis and I had a drink poolside. And when you get into Myro, it's really looking lovely. Desmond right there on the beach.
Yes.
Owen, and then up in the village in Myro, you guys have real businesses up there, boy.
Yeah,
Myro.
man,
It's like everybody have a small bar.
Yes. Myro is
Every
called Hustleville. That's
no. Trust me. In almost every yard, on the main,
there's a hustle.
I didn't get to go down to Salt Whistle Bay. Hopefully, when my boat is back in the water, I'll definitely make a trip, over to Myro. But Union is still lagging behind. As I said, we were hit the hardest, and we always knew that it will take a much longer time for us to get back on track.
Right.
All right. So
if I were to just say, not to cut you there, brother, Abdon, as a Unionite, if you were to put that into a percentage, what percentage of Union would you say has recovered at this time from what you have seen?
Well, in terms of, all right, so in terms of roofing,
right,
I would say we're probably back at 95%. In terms of homes and stuff, we could be about 90 something percent. The issue is all the other stuff, windows, doors, electrical, all of those. So you probably have a lower percentage in terms of the houses that are actually livable. But I mean, it's a start. Most of the businesses, like the shops, most of them are actually up. The shops and the supermarkets, most of them are actually up and running. So you have in Ashton from Kendall, Fitzy, Mr. Mills, Miss Mall, David, Mr. Leroy. So that whole stretch, and most of the other small shops, Union have a lot of rum shops. It's one probably the most rum shop per square mile in the entire country. People just like to drink and have a good time. And now is the political season, so now is where we gather and we decide elections. And we
everybody.
so that is the vibe now. But listen, everybody's in good spirits. Most of the guys in Union in terms of tourism, they head to the Keys anyway.
Yeah.
So the Keys is back up. Leisure and the guys at Tobago Keys, big them up. They did a remarkable job in getting the Keys back up and running. So most persons head up there. There was a meeting recently with the persons who operate in Chatham. I think they were going over the beat vending act with them, and they were really eager to get back in that location. I think some of them have actually set up something temporary and getting their business going. I walk,
This is
I
local
try
folk.
to walk, I try to walk every morning now. And when I pass over to Chatham, sometimes you see like all 18, 20, 25 yachts in Chatham. So people actually want to come and visit us. People are actually coming and visiting us. But as I said, we're getting there, and things are looking up. I mean, we are in the grannies, cast.
Yeah.
We find a way. We find a way to make that dollar.
Necessary.
Yeah, by
Listen.
any means necessary. I mean, Canada one is a bit, I would say, and I hope I ain't putting my foot in my mouth, but Canada one is a bit different in terms of our approach to tourism than Myro and Union. We're more there are more yachties that actually come to our islands, and both places in Myro and Union, they go up in the Keys and they cater to tourists. Canawan, you guys are the more luxurious end, and I know slowly I've seen in Canawan a lot more businesses opening up catering to those tourists that pass by the whether on yachts or small boats, but Canawan was kind of marketed as a luxurious island. Union and Myro is that more traditional, more low key, that more island vibe kind of tourism. And I think once Canawan developed that, cast we in problems. Boy.
Listen here. I ain't trying to cut you off here, Abdan, but listen here. This is one story I have to serve live tonight. I live next to a young lady in my row, and she lost everything. Her house went. She had a small business. The business went. Everything went. 2 days after the storm, this girl had a grill outside in the mud. She had a top, and she had a gas bottle, and she was selling fried chicken and fries.
Big up
That
her.
And
is
my dad
resilient.
bought home some of the fries, and I'm looking at the fries like, I wonder if it's sanitary for me to eat these fries because I know. And my dad is like, "Are you hungry or not? You hungry or not?" And I said, "Well, I'm hungry." He said, "Well, try the fries. Try the fries." Listen, the grit, the tenacity, the audacity of
Yeah.
these people, they will find a way
Yeah.
when there is no way. And and this is the purpose of me trying to become even more of an entrepreneur in the islands and a person who is in a position to help. Because that young lady I'm talking about, I really would like to make a donation to that girl, whether it's as myself or anonymously, because hustle recognizes hustle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
It does.
Big
It
her for
does.
that, man.
big up, big up.
Big
That's
up.
Yes.
that's actually a theme of the Grenadines. Resilience.
Yeah,
Yes.
From now
I
from
think
to
that
start,
that's our definition.
resilience is our
That's our
thing.
definition, man.
It's been our
Because
position for years.
we've been
Yes.
doing that over the years. We had to find ways and means to deal with the water situation that we have here.
Oh, don't even go down that road, Hansel, because I still have bucket print on my head if I'm carrying buckets of water. Don't start that road, please. It can't finish tonight.
Listen, the funny thing with Myro's on a hill. So we started to build carts. I was a lazy fella. And when you're lazy, if you want to know how to do something easy, Ansel, trust me,
Find a lazy man.
find a lazy man. And that lazy man is going to figure out the easiest way to get that done.
Yeah, work smart, not hard.
Yeah,
Yes.
I work smart. I work smart, yo. And we build, I mean, after I jog water in my head couple times, I tell them fellas, nah. We got to figure out a way to carry this water. Me making all them trips there till I well in the morning. And then we started building carts, boy.
That's quite a few cats in Canon as well.
Man, wheelbarrow wheel just started go missing.
When we start using those cats and using them to race, I remember
No,
before I
yeah,
used to
yeah,
put
yeah.
on Balance Hill, Friendship Hill, this one, Nikki. Remember
Nah,
that?
Real pork, boy. Real pork too. When you fall off that cat.
Water is such a major issue, and I
Yeah.
really hope that we are continuing to be advocates for just being very conservative with water from now till the world comes to an end. I live here where water is not a problem, and I say to my son, listen here, you're not under the age where I can't give you a water bill to pay. You understand? Because it is the most important thing. Without water, there's no life.
Yeah.
Right? And when you see a Grenadines people and Grenadines person anywhere in the world, one thing they always don't waste the water. We're
You
always
can
saying,
figure you can see them. As soon as you see them, you know them because they wash in the ways and they put the water there and they put the thing there and they put it over here and they full in it and they make water no water running after that, you know.
You
right?
Yeah,
talking that?
when I visit, I still wash my vehicle with bucket of water.
What, I'm not what you talking about. Just 2 days ago, mommy was washing somewhere, right? And I say, mommy, what if you did it? Turn off the pipe now, wash your wares and then rinse it.
Yeah,
It just engraving you, you know?
you're rinsing one tub of water.
Yeah.
No, trust me, trust me.
When you know it, it cannot leave you. You don't grow up in it.
Yeah.
You know how to, save.
That's true.
You mize up everything, so you don't want to waste nothing.
No.
No, but see now we on the topic of water. What I want to say though, I mean,
Proceed.
we in the grannies we have figured out how to live. And I remember a couple years ago, well, it was 2020 when I put all that stuff. When I firmly believe CWS need to definitely make more investment in water,
Yes.
because it's Central Water and Sewage Authority.
Yes.
And I know there's a private investor in the union right now who would have set up a desal plant. It should be fully functional soon. We
Mhm.
were hoping that it would be up and running by April, May, but now we're in November.
Hmm.
We got to figure it out. But most of us, we build tanks, and we know right now it's not cheap to build tanks.
No,
And
That's
I remember making a suggestion that we should get probably duty free concession
Yes.
on materials to at least build that tank. Black tank is an option, but as we saw in Beryl, all them black tank blow away.
full of
And it's probably not the best way to really, store water anyway. I mean, you're talking about plastic and heat and all of that outside and what that could cause. But it is important, and in order for us to move to the next step, electricity, most of the islands have a stable electrical supply. Internet and telephone is not fully stable as yet. You know, before Beryl and after Beryl, you got a little worse.
yeah.
But it's okay. And I think our next step in terms of us developing as islands, we're island boys, as they say, we keys crabs. And we 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 the next stage in our evolution is water security. And I think that's a very important thing moving forward for all of us.
Yeah,
Well,
but we have to have more options as well, especially for small entrepreneurs, people with guest houses, to have availability to purchase in water, whether it's from the main island or a neighboring island. The options have to be looked at, right? I
Mm.
know in the dry season we're not sustainable enough on Myro Island to we can sustain ourselves, but for an external party that's coming in for guests who would use a 500 liter or 600 or 800 gallon tank of water in 3 days at a guest house. It's just crazy for us,
Yeah,
right?
because the traffic in terms of guests is not that high,
No, it's
as
not high.
in some other places.
Right.
So having to pay high electricity costs, food costs, persons in the grannies, they actually charge more to work. And if that is compounded by the fact that you have to tell your guests take off the water, and they might forget a pipe on, and they might say, to hell with you, I
Right.
am on vacation, I'm paying my money.
Right.
Yeah, you can
And
do what you want.
in a way, we have to charge more monies, and while we could be charging less, but 1,000 gallon of water could cost somebody anywhere from 150 to $250,
That's
and
correct.
that's just 1,000 gallons.
That's correct.
And if we can get desalination plants, and in some cases we have wells on the island, But I think some emphasis need to be spent on water exploration and desalination, so that at least we could, we could be able to offer a better service, a proper service, especially in the dry season. And
Right.
the dry season is really and truly the heart of the tourist season.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
but Casanella, you
Hey.
recently built your guest house, right?
Yes, I did.
So in terms of water storage, how are you doing that?
So my father was smart enough to build us. I think we have like about 3 to 4, maybe 5,000 gallons under our property, and we do carry an extensive about 10 of those black tanks on site.
Okay.
And our house is built in such a way where it's now a compartment of 2 separate units that's feeding all this water into the tank. And I tell people water is not a problem usually in the Grenadines if you have somewhere to store the water. Because in the rainy season, every house you look at got 1 or 2 little tanks. They're so minuscule, they cannot possibly sustain you into the dry season. So you need to go out and find a way to ensure you have more storage. I mean, I saw during the hurricane, we issued out so many tanks to all households. And I mean, you want to tell me I go back on island 1 year later, almost, and I'm seeing those tanks on the floor still at the side of houses. Houses with roofs, mind you. And then you're crying to the government, oh, CWSA need to send a truck on island to give me free water. Why is the tank still on the ground? Why is your roof that is on? Why doesn't it have any spout on it? We're so laxed. We're so laxed.
You're saying
You
that
know
can
that
do more when-
everything like Rudolph and 12 reindeers need to come and attach a tank to your house. Like really?
Yeah. We gotta be
So
more proactive sometimes.
yes, we're
Well,
not
we're taking
proactive in
responsibility of the
understanding the value that in the dry season those tanks should have already been up because you only got one little 600 gallon. Get it up and installed so that you can at least have some drinking water, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, because a family of five, let's say a family of five, 1,000 gallon water probably lasts them in the dry season about 2, possibly
2,
3
3 days.
weeks.
That's
Two-
correct.
No, it could last about 2 weeks, man.
2
It
weeks,
could
man.
last about 2 weeks.
I don't think it go past 2 weeks. But
It's-
Listen. In our house,
Freezing.
and my girlfriend will I still carry that to St. Vincent. When you pee in the toilet in the night, you don't flush until in the morning.
somebody else must be again.
And she gonna be like, you can't flush the toilet. And I'm like, yo, you know what I mean? We come from a land where
There's no water.
every time you flush that toilet, that's 5 gallon of water going.
Yes.
4,
Yes.
5 gallon of water.
Yeah.
Every time you flush that toilet.
And
So I remember at my restaurant, I used to come up with ways. I used to full bottle and put it in the tank so it takes up some of the space. So when my tank full up, it will fill up with about 3 gallon or 2 gallon and a half. So when you flush, because somebody go and pee the flush, you can't tell them don't flush.
Right.
Because it's a restaurant and you gotta figure that out. But those are some of the challenges running a business, especially like a restaurant in the dry season, because if you run in a restaurant and you don't have water, you can't open. If you run in a hotel and you don't have water, you can't open.
Right.
If you run in a guest house, you don't have water, you can't have guests.
Right.
So those are some of the and I really hope we can find solutions and we can come together as a people and say, listen, this is one of the things that is affecting us more than anything else.
Yes.
And we need some serious level of water security.
We do.
And I know now CWS still comes down to Union Island. I don't know what happens in Myron, Ganawan. But they come down to Union still.
But they pick and choose who they give it to. So everyone still is not equally distributed. So
right.
Who get and who don't get, that's
well,
your problem.
The case
but that is not sustainable. That is definitely not sustainable.
It's not.
It will be cheaper. I mean, it's necessary now because you can't leave people without water, and I'm really happy that the organization is taking that step. But we gotta figure out a way in which we could, work on water security in the Southern Grenadines.
Yes.
I'm seeing Ashley DeRoche. She made a comment saying, I get anxious and give the devil stare when I see water being wasted. It's 41
41 years and
41 years and still
let me say something.
Listen, I don't when I drive in and I see a standpipe on and I just stop and take it off.
Yeah.
That was the water.
Let me say something there to that too. As we're talking about water security, I think another thing that as Grenadines people we should get back to, and I notice a lot of us have strayed away from it, is food security.
Yeah.
I know when I was growing up, and that is in my time. Before my time, it was more. So farming was really a big thing throughout the Grenadines Islands. And my mom would have explained to me in her time as well what we used to export as a Grenadines people. We had barrels of corn, barrels of peas going out the country, barrels of a lot of things, like all the things that we grew, we were able to sell them across the board, like whether it be to the main island or elsewhere, whichever way trading took place back in the day. And I feel like that aids in our own personal sustenance as well. We can have our own little green finger of our own, and get into that type of stuff, because I feel how many people are planting now? How many people are actually focused on food security? And at the same time, mentioning the water security issue, how many of us are actually working on systems of our own to figure that part out? Because then the food can't grow without the water, and these all don't work the same like rainwater. There's a different type of nutrition that comes with desal versus the rainwater.
Yeah, and speaking of that too, Jamie, I know back in the day, Canada used to export what do you call this? The tamarind.
Yeah,
tamarind used to export tamarind.
Okay, so not cutting you off there, Hansel. Nobody exported more tamarind and trafficked more tamarind than Myro, okay? My grandmother, Ella Roach, had the biggest crates of tamarind selling. Yes, man. I could challenge you on that.
Union.
Listen to me.
Union.
Tamarind come out. That is a talk up. We can leave that one for the old heads.
And you see,
listen,
we can leave that one for the old heads.
Ansel. When I used to go and camp in the summer, and it's tamarind, I used to go and shake down and send up. And we used to get all your measure, right? You used to measure by those big cigarette box, the 3-5 box on them. The 3-5 box on them, the big cartoon box on them.
Yes.
And that is how you sell the tamarind.
But let me give you this, okay? The last story my grandma Anna gave to me, she said, my tamarind tree that you see in the garden that Beryl just destroyed, that paid for all the acres of land that I bought in my road. That tree right there. Okay, so you tell me about exporting tamarind.
Tamarind by land, boy.
Yes, tamarind bought land.
That land could be
Hansel and Jamie. I advise to stay out this conversation, please.
Yeah. I think it's best.
Please and thank you.
Best.
Just hold your corners and let these two debate. Because I know Myra used to export more tamarind than Canawan.
Thank you.
No Canawan, but not Union.
You want to say, right?
Union too.
I just saying, I say no.
We could bring the Captain Jeffrey from the boat himself. He will tell you how much tamarind he carried from Union and how much he carried from Myra.
Yo, listen. Myra have as much tamarind as we can believe. We need to reach Chatham Valley.
Yeah, if you say so. But yours ain't buying land though. I bet it didn't buy land.
That one is a tough one. So
but
I used to pick a liquor ground with me.
But sadly, Beryl destroyed a lot of the tamarind trees.
It did.
Yeah. But that was really surprising, and I thought that the tamarind trees would have been a bit more resilient to the storm because of the size of the tree and all of that. Yeah, but we used to sit in waterfront. We used to call that House of Parliament under the tamarind tree, and now the tamarind tree gone. It gone. We got fined. Well, we end up with a shed in front now, so that's where we sit down and talk people business when we're ready. Yeah.
Still Parliament.
Yeah.
Getting back to the food security aspect of it, that is a very deep conversation. And it's one that I've lived all my life because my grandmother, Anna, still plants up to this day. She's almost 90 years old. And whenever I go home, I tell people when I come back from the islands, I look 10 times better than when I left here. Because I get fresh guava in the morning, I get fresh golden apples, I get fresh cherries, I get everything from her garden. And then she brings it to me for breakfast, right? And then in the evening time, I go back and I eat a few little plums and then maybe have some juice and that's it. And so, having everything fresh from your tomatoes to your mint, all the bush teas you can drink. And this is one thing that I promote at my guest house. I don't really do the overseas stuff. I promote a good island bush tea. You have
Mm-hmm.
your soursop leaves, you have your mint, you have all those grass leaves that we sell at our Airbnb. You're getting bakes, you're getting, anything local from Myra, your saltfish, you getting that. You're not getting nothing outside because that's what we're coming for. We're coming for what you have, what you grow from your gardens, what you fish from your sea.
And
We want that.
I think that is very important. And people come to an island to experience the island.
Yes, yes.
They're not supposed to come here and you fighting to give them burger.
Right.
And each island has its own uniqueness.
Right.
So it is that we should try to
let me give them
bring to
some
the forefront.
potato and lobster. It's
Yes.
lobster season.
Yes.
It's
And
wild
I go
season.
hard on the sea moss rum punch. Yeah? I tell you, I go hard on the
that bad.
grenadine sea
That
moss
bad.
rum punch.
I'll give Myra that one, boy. That
Yes.
bad.
Myra, get
I
something.
That
remember,
bad, boy. Nah, trust me, boy.
I remember
What's the mass rum punch? Nah,
Ansel,
boy.
something wrong, boy. This is the first time a union I conceding. That don't really happen. That don't happen at all.
That one is with him.
He give that to us on the kindness of his heart, right?
Listen,
Abdul?
I used to love to go over for my regatta. And yeah, I call it Olivier.
Yeah.
That guy Oliver with his CMOS.
Yeah,
And
Phil
listen,
man.
Phil man, yeah. And trust me, for the regatta, the married this that's the first place I drank it. And
yeah,
that CMOS. I think my exported that to the world, yo.
Yes.
If that outside,
Yes. It's
that came out
Myro.
of
Give
Myro.
it to the outside, okay?
Yeah,
So you guys thank us for that sea moss rum punch every time you take a drink.
No,
Eh?
but it shows, right? I remember a few years ago when I remember Philman when he was doing his thing. We used to take sea moss out of the Ashton Lagoon and we used to carry it over. And then, Philman, he really pioneered that whole thing with
He
growing sea
sure did.
Mhm.
moss, growing actually instead of we picking sea moss when we were younger, he started actually growing sea moss.
Yes.
And
Yes.
then, but it shows how our people are so industrious. It eventually moved to Canawan when people started farming sea moss, and then
Now
people in
Pequay
Union
and
started
Union.
farming sea moss, and
Yes.
and it's a way to generate income.
It is.
And the funny thing about it, we talked about water, and then now we're talking about food security. I
Yes.
think we could come one of the largest exporters of sea moss in the Caribbean. If we really sit down and come up with a decent framework
True.
and encourage persons to really, yeah man, to really get involved
Hey, let me see
in
your hand, sir.
no,
Let me see.
properly
no, but what I could tell you though, sea moss
candidate.
boss and them guys from Canavan
Most
just
can
take the whole thing to a whole different
Yes,
level with
big up to
packaging.
Siobhan and
Yeah.
that aspect of serving
and
CMOS
Let me
in
let
yeah.
me let me tell
with
all that.
style. You call that serving CMOS with style
Look,
and class,
According
huh?
to Maslin last night.
Let-
No, yeah, Lavon and them guys, yo, it's
right?
So according to Maslin last night, they have tested our CMOS and they have established that the grade of it is even higher than countries who are producing more than we are.
Good.
So there should definitely be an interest where we step in and start pushing our CMOS product more because the quality is higher than elsewhere.
Yeah, but if you have a small business in the Grenadines and you're not pushing a CMOS business product or several CMOS product, you're lost because this is us. This is what we are. This is who we are. Yeah.
no, we should start
Very-
mixing CMOS with everything right now. But
Yeah,
but
I
I
just-
was saying, right? I was saying with the fact that we don't have a lot of water, aquaculture, and fishing and with the sea moss and all of that. It's because things have changed. I remember going and had a plant corn and peas but then more persons started fence up their lands and more
Yes.
persons started build. So agricultural lands in the Grenadines started becoming more.
Yes.
And then there
Diminish.
was once this push towards academic. Everybody felt that everybody should
That's
be a
true.
doctor, lawyer,
Yeah.
teacher,
No
and
farmers.
nurse.
No farmers.
And but now you're actually hearing young men talking about they want to go into fishing. They want to learn and a trade. And even with the rebuilding process here now, you're finding that. But we might not be able to probably go back to corn and peas. But we need to find, for example, it's really difficult to find limes. When I ran a restaurant, it was
Right.
difficult to find lettuce, and those are some things
So if you need
tomatoes,
limes,
sweet
my
pepper.
grandma Anna in Myro always got you with the limes. Eh? So you just tell me, Abdan, and I will negotiate a good price
You
for
wanna buy land now
I
after
need some
life.
limes, Casanella. Can I get some limes? What is the price per
And
lime?
then she gonna tell me to justify that Myra producing more limes than Union.
You
She
might
gonna
tell
say,
it.
yeah, I buy a piece of land with
Let me
limes.
get my grandma on the
Price
line
of
tonight.
limes too.
Okay?
More citrus than the rest.
Let me get my
No,
grandmother on
it's
the line
really
tonight,
serious, yeah.
and
It's
I
really
will
serious.
negotiate a fair price for all you Canawan and Union people who need the limes, okay?
Nah, but trust,
I
limes
for the
is a
limes, and I
big thing.
really need the lime. So if you know you got the lime stash, talk to me.
Okay, what we talking?
Let's,
And
let's, do, let's do this. Let's do this.
we bartering here, or we doing money here? What we doing? You
We
exchanging me
talking money.
something, or you giving me cash?
We talking
No,
cash.
but for young people who want to go into a business, limes. Actually, I was considering going into that because I mean you're not worried too much about the sheep when you go to them. I don't really
That's
see them
true.
eating on lime tree.
That's true.
And I mean,
Right.
once you could get some water to kind of wet them or the area where you plant them, you should
Yes.
be good. You
Yeah.
plant them at the beginning of the dry season and you just find a way to see how you could take care of them going through. But
Right.
once they
Right.
start producing for tourist island, because I know a lot of the lime trees in St. Vincent died out because of
Yes,
diseases.
they did.
Yeah.
So lime is a real, I mean,
They
and
did.
it's a money making, it's a
And
And
money making
now,
thing.
right now they're selling the imported limes in the supermarkets and the
Oh,
imported
that's crazy.
oranges, right?
And
That's
And
they don't
crazy.
last long though.
they don't. And but I'll tell you this, they still go for premium penny a pound.
Oh
A
Yeah.
Lord.
pound. So limes, who would have thought we'd have come to be buying limes about per pound in this time?
Right. Right. Listen, when we were going to school, if somebody offer you some lime juice, you're making up your face. You're asking them if they don't have Kool-Aid. You understand? Because it was so prominent back then. Everybody had a lime tree,
it
right?
was like nothing.
But me still
Yeah.
love lime juice.
On that note, let me big up both on Gemstar, best lime juice right now. Tell if both of you watching, I big up your
I'm
lime
done. You have to
juice.
pay for them advertisement there. Whatever.
He don't sell, he don't sell. When I go on the boat, he just give me a big mountain top water bottle of
Listen,
lime juice.
was that them on standby, man?
Tomorrow I go to Gems.
So what you think
Nah,
happening?
trust me. Tell both I talk about lime juice on his show. Make sure you get some lime juice.
That's what we need right
Yeah.
now.
I mean,
But
that's important.
while we talk about limes, right? I know we touched on the sea a little bit. Um, Something that been bothering me is the Tobago Keys Marine Park, right?
Uh-huh.
It's Myro is part of it,
That's correct.
right? Um, and I know the folks in Myro live by the seawater,
Right.
right? Now, how has that affected the livelihood of the fisher folks on Myro?
Because my father is still a fisherman, right? And whenever I speak to him, he always talks about it. Gas prices for running your boat and your engine has gone up.
Mm-hmm.
And you cannot really fish within the Myro waters or anywhere in close proximity of the marine park, the areas of the Tobago Keys and the back of Myro in the windward section. Therefore, sometimes my father would be all up, sometimes all the way close to up by Beckway to get fish,
Yeah.
right? And it's not, for one, that's not a safe thing for fishermen, especially men in boats without proper VHF communications, right? To be too far from home, it's not a good thing. That's one. The second aspect is that gas is higher than it used to be. Gas prices in the Caribbean seem to go up, and they don't ever come down when the rest of the world comes down.
Correct.
And so your engine and your gas tank always still needs to be at the same level, whether the price of gas is $16 or $20 per gallon, right? Eastern Caribbean dollars. And so it puts a lot of challenges for on our fisher folk because they can't be close to home. A lot of times, like I said, they're not equipped with these radios to call in case of an emergency. And now they're always on a swivel. It takes them a longer period to be out on the sea than they used to. And time to be back home. By the time fishermen get home, it's nighttime. They left when it's dark in the morning, 5:30. Sometimes I hear 5:30, 6 o'clock when I look outside. My dad is gone on a vacation day. I'm like, Dad, it's the sun hasn't come up yet. He's like, yeah, I gotta go. Early. And by the
So
time they get home, it's dark. So it's really impacting them in many more ways than one.
would you say now that because of that, we have such a high population of lionfish around the reefs and so forth. Because if you were fishing around or diving or shooting fish around your area in the Miro vicinity, then you probably would have caught few of those lionfish that destroy the coral and destroy the other
But that's
species of
correct.
fish.
That's correct. When you're not being able to fish in the vicinity of your own home, you're not even aware of what is there. You're not fully aware because you're prohibited from being in those immediate waters. So it allows a lot of things like lionfish and other predators to breed within the close proximity of your home and of the marine park itself, because you can't tell what's down there. You're not allowed to go down there on a regular basis to do anything. So it does promote mass feeding because obviously there's gonna be there are fishes there and the lionfishes are gonna come looming around. I remember one time quite recently we had to pay fishermen to hunt
Yeah,
lionfishes.
true. I remember that.
I remember they
Yeah,
used to have this thing,
the
this lady
derby,
from my road,
A
a
festival.
foreigner. Yeah.
Yes.
Lon
Lon
and
and Nancy,
Nancy used to do
yes.
a
Yeah,
derby. Yes,
the lion fish derby. But that might be
yes.
something that we have to look at. But on that topic with Myro finds itself in a very peculiar situation. And Cass, you mentioned gas. We in Myro and Union Island, we pay actually the most for gasoline in the whole of Zivs and the Grannies.
Lord help us.
Yeah, from anywhere from $20 to $22 a gallon.
Right.
And then they'll sell us in US gallon instead of imperial gallon. So so you
And
know,
you're getting water in it too, because they're transporting it in plastic tanks. So
yeah,
True.
so
That's true.
that is something, but I mean it's a very peculiar situation. And fixing that would definitely need some discussion. I mean, because I mean you live in a marine protected area. Tobago Keys Marine Park may probably have to work with the government in subsidizing fuel prices in terms of subsidizing probably duty free engines so that you guys could purchase 4-stroke engines
Even
and they could
gears,
burn. Yeah.
something. And
So
I like those suggestions, Abden. I mean, with the
yeah.
subsidization by somebody, whether it's the government or other external entities that wants to contribute to that. But let me tell you something. You're the smallest. We're literally the smallest of all the
Yeah.
islands in the Grenadines. It's like having a plate of food and then telling the youngest child in the household, who can't even consume as much as the older folks in the household, that your rations, which are already limited, is now more limited. Make that make sense to me.
Yeah.
It's a tough predicament to
It's
process.
very tough. 250 people, everybody else is in the thousands. You're 250 people. How much of a damage could a little handful of fishermen who just trying to eat and make a way, how much damage could they do to survive? It's like Beckway was told by the whaling community, you cannot whale. The rest of the
and
world say it's not prohibited.
and
However,
the
because
thing
it's a
is,
way of life, Beckway
it
had to be
wasn't a
allowed.
consultation. It was just dropped on them. So they have to change completely, either from fishing and going to tourism,
Right,
or they have to fish further away or something like that.
right.
And
And
it's
now
hard. It's really
it's
hard.
it's very hard. It's very hard. But like I say, asking a small man in a fight to further diminish himself because the fight is greater than the man, I at the end of the day, I think it's inhumane. It really is.
No, but the discussion needs to be had. I'm being honest with you. If you have the Tobago Keys Marine Park and they're probably collecting fees, because if Myro is part of the park, then funds from the park should go towards,
Some should be allocated to Myro,
yeah,
the
a
livelihood of
percentage.
Myro.
Whether
Yes.
Saline Bay is one of the most beautiful bays in the world. Notice, Abdan, you're gonna give me that one, right?
yeah, I'll
Amen.
get that.
Amen. Thank you, Abden.
The
I
blessing.
appreciate that.
Yeah.
Right?
I'll
So
get
That's
that.
not
Abden is giving
debatable.
me that.
Yeah.
That's
Saline
not
Bay,
debatable.
Myro, is one of the most beautiful beaches in the world, and it is part of the Tobago Keys Marine Park, which means it collects revenue every day. Ask us
Saline Salt, we're still talking about, right?
Salt Whistle Bay in the back and Windward to the
Oh,
back.
Yeah,
right.
Saline is in
Yeah.
front, nobody will have this. So.
Right.
Oh,
They're part of the park and they collect revenue every day. Right now, the Marine Park has a building in Salt Whistle Bay that has no windows and no doors. And it's been like that since the storm. But they could collect the money and they could sit outside the door to collect the money.
Makes no sense.
So the
And
money.
rain wetting the person who's collecting the money, the rain is wetting them outside the door.
But what?
And
Why
and
is it that was
yeah,
left like that?
make this make sense to me.
I,
And you're telling me this place right here is a priority and it's a major contributor to the whole park. It's a major contributor to the marine park. But you're treating it like it's nothing. I don't understand.
Abden, you have any idea as to why that building was not fixed?
No, but asking Les right tomorrow. I could tell you that.
question though, like, do we have an
I could tell you. I could tell you. I
um,
call in Les right tomorrow and say, "Yo, Leslie, we're going on with that building in Myro."
Listen,
But
even
but
if you
no,
had put a
but on a serious note, the board need to really consider and giving a percentage of the
allocation
profits,
of funds?
yeah, to developing certain things
yes,
in Myra. I
yes,
know they
of course.
contribute towards the school boat and all of that, but I think more can be done because, as I said, Myra is in the park, and even if it means things as, you know, giving fishermen a bursary so that
Right,
probably once every 4 years or once every
right,
5 years
right,
that they could purchase four-stroke engines,
right.
boat equipments, fishing equipments. So because if
Yes,
you're asking them to go a bit further,
right.
then I mean we gotta make sure that the boatmen from and Myro have some of the best snapper fishermen. I could tell you that.
Hansel, you
When
hearing
when they
this?
talk about snapper, we look to the Myro men to get, you know, man really fishes again, you know,
They
man
know
really
the
do
grounds.
the
They know the grounds, and they hide in the grounds.
yeah, they're hiding them.
Nikki, you hearing this?
Myro man is all the best snapper fishermen around.
Nikki, you heard that, right? I'm done. You're letting me have a whole lot
I
tonight.
ain't
I'm
say the best
Yeah,
of
excited.
yeah,
that.
yeah.
I said
You're
some of
really
the
letting it
best.
off.
Some of the best.
He is making sure
I'm
Nah, but
he
them,
seeing
keep
nah,
it.
them guys good, man. Them guys good.
Hey
Somebody
folks,
said, somebody had
I'm seeing
mentioned
it.
something.
Benjamin Wilson is saying that the building is rented.
Yeah, that same building at the back you mentioned, Cass. He's saying that the building down there is rented. I don't know
Whether
what
it
agreement
rent or
there is.
it don't rent, I'm not saying I don't debate who rents it. All I'm just saying
Uh,
it's not livable. It's not no business can't go inside of it. So even if you guys wanted to put a tent and put it outside so the person collecting the marine park and label the tent Tobago Keys Marine Collection Facility, come on, do something.
mm.
I'm not saying I don't care about that building per se.
Oh, and he
But
cut
if
them.
you have something there with your logo on it and you're
Right.
claiming this is your main office in
It
this
should
place,
represent that. It should
In
represent
it
that.
my
should represent that.
It
yeah,
should. It
Yeah,
should.
yeah, yeah. I think probably
Actually,
some work they could enter some arrangement with the owner if they fix up the
Yeah,
building and they just
right.
take it
yeah,
back out.
yeah.
You know, yeah.
Thing is, thing is,
It has to be a good look going in there. It
Thank
right.
you.
definitely
It
has to
has
be
to
a
be
good
a
look.
good representation, and
Yeah,
right now it's not. It's not giving any type of representation at all. You know.
Especially
yeah,
saying that a lot of us make our money during this time as Grenadies people and the way
Yes,
the tourism is.
yeah. This is
So
our time. This is our time.
this is it. So as is, it should fall in line accordingly. I feel like if we're gonna say we are ready for tourists and we're ready to show people, our highest level of tourism, everything should be intact and ready for,
that's correct.
enacting these processes.
That's
So we
correct.
should really be on par when it comes to delivering.
Because it's not like if they're giving a discount to the yachties that are mooring in that harbor to say, "Oh, our facilities are not ready, so we're going to discount your mooring." They're
It's
collecting
still
full.
being charged. Still
It's
being
still being
charged.
yeah,
charged full price.
because
Mm.
you can't have. And I will take Canoan for example, right? Where you have the north part of the island, the south part of the island, it looks so good, and we're
Mhm.
promoting that, but the
Right.
middle, we're not doing anything to develop it.
Ooh,
Mm.
It's
come on now.
the same thing with that, because
Yes.
you go to Union Island, the Tobago Keys Marine
With the
head
exception as of
office,
last year.
right?
With
head
the
office.
exception of as
Yeah,
of
we don't get to that.
We'll
We don't get to that.
shortly. We'll
Right?
get to that.
The head office down there in Clifton is whoa. But this is where the folks are. This is where the guests who come on island,
Right.
this is what they see.
Right.
Exactly.
And when you read and you
First.
see Tobago Keys Marine Park, you want to know what was really going on here.
Right. 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 Right.
Mhm.
That's correct. That's correct.
We got to know what we're selling.
Right. That's correct.
We got to try to understand what we sell.
Correct. That's correct. That's correct.
Okay, I remember before putting Myro in the park, I went to a consultation meeting and they said as certain things they will
Certain time.
open up the park for a period of time every year as the fishermen can fish in around Myro, but that never happened. Well, like Myro taking up the whole topic tonight.
I know it's very Casanova to this thing.
I'm sorry, guys.
Nikki's who brought that question there, boy.
It's when I bring beautiful women into the whole thing. People don't forget about we
Yeah,
ugly
yeah.
men.
No, she has
People-
always been like that. Take over, take over.
Yeah, yeah,
Imagine
people don't
4 men
forget
here,
about we
and
ugly
she
men.
taking all the talk.
Someone again is saying is only meeting after meeting.
So,
Meeting of
so,
substance, Myro
but
fishermen.
you see,
and
we shouldn't be surprised, because she was building her apartment the other day, and they have 4 laborers there, and she take with the bar and push the bar herself. So you don't see what's going on, right?
and then she have a son.
So she bring him in too. And even if
Nah,
he
she
have to do
needs
it.
to.
Really understand
You know,
life.
Yeah.
She did a live with it,
Yeah, like
telling you man understanding Grenadines
so
life.
even if he don't want to do it, even if that is not his speed, he better get up to speed.
Boy, your husband had to be a strong man, boy.
He is a strong Vincentian Cyrus man, okay? I could not have it any other way. A strong.
No. Don't get me wrong, don't get me wrong, teacher. I'm just saying, the whole topic of that it is touching, and that is why we are having this. We gave birth to it last night when we were in discussion, and we decided to call it Grenadines Affairs. Right? We ain't sticking to one island.
Right.
Because if you notice, we have 3 persons here from Kanawan, and we're not even pushing a Kanawan thing. You understand? We want what is best for all of us.
Right.
Because what happens a lot of times, and you know that too, on a Sunday, Kanawan maybe have 4 or 5 of those nice boats. And it's down the islands them by going.
Yeah.
Looking for my friends. I see in pictures and videos, so nobody can tell me what I got in my room, and nobody. I'm telling
as we on boats and fishing.
One of the culprit talking now,
Nikki.
The bun screen in orange.
When you done.
Boy, I see when they see you now with them 75 and them little wood boat are coming Canada now, I see Mercury 250, 300. I see him Paul Lodge. Say, yo, we're going on, boy.
I could remember your opening statement, You said Kanawan was set up differently for tourism.
Yeah. I know how to cater to them billionaires,
but we have to maintain the standard.
Let me tell you.
You understand?
Yeah, definitely. I'm really happy. I'm really happy.
Why we on boats though?
Yeah,
what we take for granted. While we on boats, what we take for granted is those fishermen who go out, and they don't have the proper gears and so forth.
Yes.
I know just recently I did a piece on Grenada where they were saying just like how we do a renewal of our license and inspection of our vehicles, they were telling boatmen to bring in their boats or say when they can make it to get the boats inspected. So if your boat can carry 7 people, you have 8 life jackets, you have flares, you have the requirements that needed, you have a VHF, proper working equipment,
Nikki,
and that's something we definitely have to get inculcated in these guys.
But we have to make it standard.
You're going from Myro to Kanawan. I know some guys walk with 3 gallons of gas because your boat good and it could make it. No.
Yes.
You walk with sufficient gas.
Yes.
These kind of things. So these are some issues we definitely need looking into, and implementing some policies that could regulate such.
Yeah, let me say this, right? I remember Mr. Mac Olivier, right? When he leave Kanawan, he making sure you have on a life jacket. And he used to call my aunt in balance because his boat have the VHF. And I don't know what Tachapi is, but he calling Tachapi radio, he leaving to go wherever he going. And when he reach, he calling to say he reach. Right. A lot of these fellas now walking with cell phones. When you reach certain distances, your cell phone is no use to you.
You cannot get reception. You're out.
Yeah. And we need to advise these guys, get that.
Yeah.
It is important.
If a boat go missing from Myro, where they gone? 40 miles off Myro. Which side? 40 miles west, 40 miles east. Right. Where to start looking? The ocean is just open.
It's it's not being enforced because there's nothing to enforce. My father went missing for almost, at sea, and when they found him, he was close to Venezuela, right? He went missing for at least close to 7 days. And I say, man, how you so risky with your life? What happened? And the story was the engine cut off. He was fishing, and when he looked up, his head was down for so long, the boat went adrift. He couldn't even tell where he was. No VHF, no life vest, nothing. And this man has come and visited me here, and don't care how much time I buy a VHF radio, and I go home and I ask to see the radio in the boat. The justification, it fell overboard. I know it did not. You just don't want to be held to certain standards.
That's the biggest problem.
Yes.
No, but I said so in a meeting the other day when they were talking about beat vending and penalties for if persons come in and like the driving the arbor too fast and all like that and what the fee is going to be. And I'm like, how are you going to enforce that?
Right.
How?
Right.
We're going to say a yellow boat from Canavan, a green boat from Myro.
Right.
I think it's important, and I think we at this stage now. We're moving. Our country, if we're going to be catering to or moving to the next level of tourism and hospitality, it is important that we get the little things right.
Yes.
And boat registration, basically
Captain license, fire hazard stuff in your boat, your VHF radio, your life vest, and any type of thing that could allow you, whether it's a certain amount of gallons of water or for survival, needs to be in these boats.
Yeah, but we need to start off with boat getting license.
Right.
And at least, and it has to be inspected.
Right.
And inspected, make sure you have some basic stuff that you need to have: toolbox, flares, radios, life jackets.
So why should we as citizens be petitioning the leaders for them to invest in implementing this? Why should I beg you to invest in this? I shouldn't be begging. It's like a child begging a mother to be a protector. It's impossible for me to come to beg you to be a mother.
Yep.
So let me say as well, as we on that topic, who are the respective authorities that would enact such things? If there is a standard where, let's say there are other young people watching right now, a fella 2019 just come out of school, you own boat, whatever the case is, that's what he into, that's what he want to do, a fella 20 something, whatever age range, they're in that field, right? How are you going to direct them now to get to that standard? Is there a body that we can direct them to? Is there numbers or people that we can refer them to? Seeing that we're talking about this, somebody probably watching saying, well, okay, then they're telling me this is it. How am I getting to that stage?
I think first there has to have laws in place.
So there are no laws in place. Is that
to force these small boats to really register? So it'll be maritime, but nobody is really. Even I'm not sure that the law is what is. I think it's there, but for some reason we're not enforcing it.
Right.
But
the laws are there.
But the system needs to be it needs to be modernized though.
It's not modernized and it's not enforced because I am looking into becoming a boat captain, and when I looked at all the requirements for a proper boat captain in the islands, it had a list of things for St. Vincent on there, right? And I'm like, so if I, as a woman, this list is applicable to me as a new captain, how come the rest of the men in Myro and Canoan and Union, how come they don't see this list of things?
So look, someone mentioned here, before we go pay some bills, someone mentioned here, well, first something about boats that were promised, but that's a side topic for now. We'll get
No, we're not even talking about promised boats.
No. I mean, look,
hold on. So it says here, someone mentioned it should be the Ministry of Agriculture and Fisheries, one. And two, someone says here also that the registration story, one has to register with TCMP. What does TCMP?
Tobago Keys Marine Park.
Tobago Keys Marine Park.
No, that's just to do business in the park.
Right. And the Water Taxi Association. And unfortunately, they're saying all you're getting is a T-shirt and a sticker if it's in stock. Well, that's definitely shade being thrown. However, so this is why I'm asking, if there's someone on looking right now, what do they need to do to get to that point? And I feel like that's the direction we need to steward the younger generation into, because a lot of them are into this lifestyle.
Yeah, but there's supposed to be a Southern Grenadines water.
No, it comes on a maritime. For example, I recently registered one of my boats on the fisheries. It wasn't too much of a big deal. You get a number. I mean, they come and they inspect your boat. But
What
I
was the
think
price
after
for
that,
that inspection, Abdon?
what's what?
What was the
For
price for you to register?
inspection.
Was there a fee?
No,
Inspection
no, no,
registration.
no, no, no.
No
There
fee for
wasn't
the
fee.
registration as well?
No,
So they come to
no.
the island on their own, or you.
Once they're coming, or once you have, if they have at least enough boats, they'll come and do it. Because I don't think there's anybody on island right now that does it. Or if you could take your boat to St. Vincent, they'll do it up there. But
Okay.
that system is still flawed because it doesn't. After that, you get your registration for about 2-3 years, but nobody really checks up on you per se. But
Mm,
you need to get a sticker every year stuck on your boat to say this is check. What they pay, a little
Yes.
$25, a little
Yes.
$40,
Yes.
because if you're implementing a new system, there are persons who have to be policing that system. You
Yes.
have
And
to
they need
get
to be paid.
stickers, and yes, so at least and
Yes.
then it's a way to from ensuring that persons get the necessary training and necessary certification, because we have it simple now. Our sons or our daughters could just jump in a boat with some friends and go somewhere. And
Crazy.
they say, man, come let me go. And then they jump in the
Crazy.
boat and they go somewhere and boom, they go
Crazy.
out in the boat bus, no life jacket, nothing, or the engine cut off. And persons didn't even have the basic training to troubleshoot the engine.
He
So
not
it
cutting
is
you off.
important as parents also and community leaders, because I look at all of us as community leaders, to push, because there are a lot of small boats in the Grenadines that run around
Hmm.
without any sort of you know
Accountability or
yeah,
protocols.
yeah,
Yes. And the thing about it, for people like you and I who operate within a different realm, it is up to us to set the example and to do the right thing,
yeah.
right? We have to take it upon ourselves to say, okay, does our captain have any type of captain training? Does he have any type of lifeguard training? Does he have any type of training to save a life? Can he do CPR if something happens underwater? These men, sometimes I tried to hire a boat when I was home. Somebody said that man can't even swim. I said, what? So how is he a captain? They say, well, he's a tongue man. I said, jeez, help me, Lord. Don't hire that boat as a tongue man. He don't know how to swim, but he's a captain. Like, these are the things we need to basic. So if I have a tourist coming to my guest house and I'm hiring you and you're as a tourist operator with a boat, you don't have a captain license, you don't have any type of life gear in your raft, you just go in between Grenada, St. Vincent, between international waters, no documentation, nothing. It's not a good thing. It's not a good thing. We have to do better. Us here that are talking, we have to lead by example.
most definitely.
Yes.
No. Just a moment. All right, smooth. Brother Cell trying to figure out his mic issue there. Just a moment. But yeah, as we're talking about that too, right? So you're
He
saying
needs to buy batteries, man.
Nicky say you need to buy batteries. Um, I think we have ample batteries. Don't worry yourself. We on standby with them. We'll be back sooner than you think. But yeah, I think what we should do, being it we're discussing this topic and we're trying to say, well, look at it, let's get to that standard. I think it now becomes our responsibility to find out what laws are governing such and see where we can have the conversation amongst our own people in each and every island.
That's true.
And then steward these younger folk who are in and around it quite a bit and making it their lifestyle. Because then it's not just the olden folks that are in boats now. I know of kids that are in boats from the time they're 16, 17, they finish high school. And they're in there, and some of them are now captains of the boats. But do they have any certification? Do they have that paper saying this is the case? Is their boat that they now have that they spent whatever funding they raised over time, building and buying parts and whatever for? Is it registered? So it becomes now our responsibility to find what that information is. So this is homework for all of us now, the people on the live who are chiming in, and ourselves here. We're going to do some ads just after this.
But before you go,
homework.
before we go there, I think we have so next 4 minutes we'll run at.
Next 4 minutes.
Right? But Jamie, speaking of that, insuring your boat, that's very, very important.
Exactly. So this is where we have to find those people, those maritime people that they're talking about.
Let me just interject there a bit, Jamie.
Go ahead.
I was speaking to a new boat owner, right? Today, and we were talking about the boats and stuff like that, and the cost to bring the boat from overseas. So I said, why didn't you? The amount of money. Why couldn't you just build a boat here? And the person said to me, no, because
insurance don't insure these kind of boats.
Insurance do not insure. The insurance company don't insure boats that were built here. I said, but you're telling me that we do not have trade men, boat builders who can build boats here to meet that requirement?
I don't think it's the building of the boats here. I think it has to do with wooden boat versus fiberglass.
The material.
Fellas could build fiberglass boats here, man.
But here what,
we know that. But the cost to do a fiberglass boat as opposed to a wooden boat is the price is just way off. So, a man would go quicker for a wooden boat because that's where his pocket could reach.
Right.
He needs something now to go,
But the law should and the insurance should give you an option for either or. You should not be locked out of the market. If there is a market for that type of insurance, which most of our men carry, then we should provide a service for that boat.
To be honest with you, I don't even think they care too much because even if you buying a vehicle, right? You could insure it. This is a question they ask you: are you going to the Grenadines? It means that they're either not covering that or the cost is more.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
Oh
you see where I'm coming from?
Yes.
Right? So
somebody's saying here, government has to ensure that the laws are enforced. That is very, very important. There's a reason why you're there. And just like you check in for drugs coming down,
right?
You don't know anybody and you're searching them,
right?
We say a lot of time government, but the laws are there. It's just that the people not enforcing it or not.
Well, that too.
Fully. As a matter of fact, a lot of the people who are supposed to be enforcing the laws don't even know the laws.
That's true.
And
so they're ignorant of the fact that this can happen or this can be done.
That's true.
And then the sensitizing of the people as well has to come into play. Because we've been doing it for so long like this. All of a sudden, bam. The law is
sensitizing the people. And oftentimes
the people don't know.
That is neglected. What would it cost for the authorities to have a forum? Go to the different islands.
That's true.
Speak to the people.
True. That's true.
Speak to the people. That's what you're supposed to do. You can't just having things on the mainland only every time.
Right.
Even if it's
I'll give you an example, right? I was parked in Kingston one day and a police came to clamp me. I said, why are you clamping me? There's a free spot. You're not supposed to park on the western side of the street in Kingston. I said, okay, fair enough. I understand. If that is the law. But tell me which of the streets in Kingston mark Grenville Street East or Grenville Street West. So I don't know where is West in Kingston.
Right.
Because when I'm in Kingston, I'm disoriented. I don't know north, south, east, or west.
Right.
How are you going to tell me,
Guys, I ain't going there.
These are the things we get hit with.
Yes, and it's like, here we go again, making a comparison to children. You're the parent and you're instilling a flogging on a child for something that the child has no idea because there was no discussion about, okay,
it's wrong.
This is right and this is wrong. You never talk to the child about that. Yet the child on the day of reprimanding is being told you're being reprimanded for something you did wrong. And it's a lot of times, this Grenadines versus Kingstown, it has existed from the dawn of time. And it will continue to exist unless we bridge the gap to understand that we are one.
All right.
We are one. You know?
On that note,
we're going to pay
a bill. It's 45 seconds. And you see where you go on there? We're going down that road now. So we'll be back.
If you're working for a while, come by buy cuts, I'll make you smile. Cuts Black Friday come around. We are the best prices in town. Black Friday starts now at cost. Yeah, it's back. Cuts Black Friday. I tell you, hurry fast. Traffic on the highway. You know we got unbeatable prices. And furniture, electronics and appliances. Are you coming? Say yeah. Weekly prices. Biggest and best deals of this season. Shop and credit to it big. And pay nothing until next year January. Rock out and come down to court. Cuts already load. Cuts already load. Friday start. Cuts already load. And go when the Friday come out.
Yeah, we're back. And Black Friday quotes, Jamie, from the 1st of November to the 30th of November.
Basically the whole
Black Friday month, yeah.
It
at quotes.
Exceptional sales. Look, the skipping rope there, by that skipping rope sometime back there. You know?
By the skipping rope?
What? The speed rope.
Mm-hmm. All right, so Casanova has disappeared for a while. She gonna take a commercial break, and we getting some coconut water. Yeah, that's what we're drinking. Healthy. See, Nikki is back. Yeah, it's a little water break, commercial break. So we get coconut water here.
Proper.
I thought that was all the in-house hosts.
You in the wrong house.
That's check. There's only two people in this house. Right now. So if we do any math.
You're in the wrong house.
If we do any math. That's you're in the wrong house.
You're in the wrong house.
Yes, sir. Mm-hmm.
Yes, those were my pet peeves. I'll give somebody else a chance to discuss something. I don't know if the audience have any questions or something they want to talk about.
We have some comments there.
Casanova touched a kind of topic just now.
Oh Lord.
She dive in.
She really dive in.
You know, the separation.
Guys, sorry to
of
Well,
the grenadines
that almost take your fireside chat last night to 4 hours.
I ain't doing no 4 hours with all you know.
You have to cut it down.
Yeah.
You have to stop it because you know that would go. That would go too far, boy.
And
That could take all night. We don't even want to touch on insensitive topics that you know everybody's gonna flare up about.
Yeah,
I mean,
and
all of us here went to school in St. Vincent.
Yes.
So you know we were called keys crab and all kind of different things. And then you leave St. Vincent and you start experiencing the adulthood of it, where you have to purchase certain things, and you want to know, well, if it's still the same St. Vincent and the Grenadines because of freight that you have to pay, and the way the system set up. And I know Abdan has been marshalling for this, whereby representation within the local government to govern the Grenadines and
self-governance. We're calling for it. Whether it's a governor, a mayor, or somebody, we need to have a local person on ground.
You just call me the mayor kind of one.
Just call me the mayor union.
That is the mayor union. Hey, doing good. Casanova, you're out there.
That lady have a song. Drink water and do what?
Never mind, you're in Washington and you might see watching the big man up there every time.
Listen here. It's so fascinating when it comes to just the cost of things, from the differentiation from mainland price to Grenadines price. And then it baffles me every time because I just send on a truck. Okay. And when the broker give me the price, I say, Mister, you're not serious about this, right? He said, yes, Miss Cyrus. I said, but the importation fees cost more than the truck. He said, yeah, I know, and I apologize. This is something we need to cry foul, outrage, and shame about, because the small man can't live, he can't eat a bread when you can't even bring in something as minuscule as a vehicle to carry you from point A to point B. You understand?
That's true. Someone saying we don't look like what we're going through.
No, I mean, we could come here and put on makeup and put on a cute pair of shoes and some outfit, but underneath it all, the Grenadines people, we catching, we royal, you know what?
No. Yes, you see, that is the face of resilience. That is the problem with resilience too. Because that's how it go. Because you know how well to do it, and because you're starting off from not necessarily an equitable position, or equal position. You're starting off from somewhere down there.
Yes.
You make it look good.
Yeah. You just make it look too good. You understand? Too good. Because when I hear Vincentians crying, they don't have nothing to cry about.
From here money.
But let me say this. Let me say this, right?
Nothing so.
Let me say this. Before the Canada
different footing.
Before the Canada secondary school was built, I think Canada parents spent more money on educating their children more than anybody else in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Because whereby Myro is right there next to Union Island, we in the middle of everything, right? And I remember meeting the Minister of Education just when the kids striked. I was in St. Vincent, and I started explaining certain things to him. I said, do you know the cost for a child from Canada, one child for 7 years in St. Vincent?
Right.
The cost, when I calculated,
right,
it was $100 and something thousand for 7 years.
But Union further than Canada one. Abdan, you tell him if it's 100 for, then it's 200 for Union.
But the thing is, Union Island.
No, the cost will be about the same for whichever island. But I think what he's talking about, we had a secondary school, they didn't.
Right, and we didn't.
So while we would have had to spend for like 2 years, Canada would have had to spend for like 7 years. But what was Union, and I used to really enjoy having all over here. I went to school a lot of good people from Canada.
Right,
and then
was real, man.
Then for some reason, they just start going Vinci.
Yeah,
they just start going Vinci.
I could tell you why I've done. I could tell you why. A couple of times we came down there to run for athletics, and Union people know where the crab holes were, and they used to put us in that lane there.
No, you don't much crab hole I run over. But the sad thing is,
great secrets.
But no, you know the sad thing is, I ran on that track in the 80s. Yeah, in the 80s, representing the Canada government school. And you check the Canada government school and the Stephanie Brown primary school, always in the top 5, top 3. And the facilities here where athletics is concerned. You want to know, how are the kids doing this? And yet nothing is being done to enhance. Why?
I think parks and playing fields are afterthought.
That's correct.
Sports. They want part of the original plan.
That's correct.
So wherever we find a little piece of land, we squeeze them in there. Not even a full-fledged field.
Sports in SVGs, particularly the Southern Grenadines, there's more emphasis on the main. But you see the Grenadines.
Big up Romancia. Romancia Glenn says, my dream is to build
gets neglected.
A hostel in St. Vincent to accommodate Grenadines kids. Yo, she worth some clap. Come on, man.
I think she read my 2015 manifesto.
Yeah, no, she read all of our manifests. She read every Grenadines person manifest to the T. Yes.
I mean,
listen, my daughter right now been going to school in St. Vincent because she went to girls' high school and then she went college and now she's doing nursing at UE. And it would cost at least just housing would cost about $400-500 a month, and then you had to pay all the different transportation, food. And it's really expensive. Minimum it costs in a family anywhere from $7,000 to $1,000 a month just to have your child in St. Vincent.
So tell us, how is it possible that this thing has been going on since the dawn of the times and we have not petitioned to have assistance with it? Then I went to girls' high school myself, and I don't know. My father worked obviously on off island, and I know I had that help from him to go to school.
The Tambran tree.
And the Tambran tree, hallelujah! Thank you, Lord, for the Tambran tree.
But what I think should happen is that I think every child from the Grenadines Now that we have secondary school in Canawan and Union, and I know Myra come to Union on a daily basis,
Right.
what should happen is that they should receive minimum a bursary through the national lottery because that's sports and culture, and they could put education in there too. They
Right.
should each child. Granted, people should receive a bursary of about $700-800 for each child. I'm being honest. It's because we do not have an A-level school in the Grenadines, in the Southern Grenadines,
But
and
if
it's
they
not
put
like
an
Beckway where you
A-level
could
schools
go
in the
over in the
Grenadines, will
morning.
we still not be breaking our necks to go to Kingstown? Tell me that.
Boy,
Yeah,
I don't know.
because I mean, let me take for example again. Bring Canawan out front again. The last three. Let me take a pause here. Somebody is calling.
Yeah.
All right, so let's bring them in. Hello, good night. Gee, I'm not sure.
I just mean they could take calls to the real official one.
Yes, you could, but I'm not getting her here.
I'm not you trying to
Abdul.
unbury the system.
Boy, on the bad.
Not
On
sure.
the bad.
It's not showing up.
On the bad man taking calls.
Yes.
The man even reading WhatsApp messages, calls.
Why you took it off?
No, but it's not good.
Hey, those you listen, if you want to talk to me, I really want to see this phone
I
working.
think.
Please
Hello.
call.
Hello.
She's
Hey.
on.
Wow.
She's on.
Can you guys hear her?
Yeah.
Yes, we
Yes,
can.
we can.
I can hear you.
You can you hear them?
Wonderful.
We can hear you.
They can hear you as well.
Okay, good night.
Hey,
I'm
good
just
night.
calling. Well, Jimmy owe me pizza. Just tell him
Oh,
to.
Lord.
You sound like a Myro woman, boy.
Yes, it is a Myro woman. A Myro teacher too.
Let's
No,
hear
but
it.
I am glad for these kinds of discussions, and I think they need to be held maybe more often, or we need to get the ear of those who need to hear it, because we need to start talking about equality versus equity. Because when you're from the Grenadines, equity is, when you talk about equal opportunity, it does not mean the same for us because we're not starting from the same place.
Very true.
Right? So even though there are opportunities, the opportunities might exist on the mainland, and it would take so much for us as Grenadines people, as Grenadines students, as Grenadines workers to access those opportunities. They need to talk about giving more support there so that we can have that equity, so we can bridge that gap.
True.
Caller,
And I just keep being tired of saying, oh, tertiary education is available. Of course, the opportunity is there, but it takes so much. You have to consider your housing, you have to consider your transportation, you have to consider so many things, so many other expenses in order to access the opportunity, that we realize that the playing field is so not level, and it's so hard for us to get there.
Caller, if I could say something here.
I could share in that.
I can share in that too. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Last night I would have shared that outside of the cost, right, of parents sending the children to school, as students, we had to work twice as hard.
Not
but
had
be
to.
better,
Correct.
to be
You stand
recognized by
corrected.
even the
Not
teacher.
had to.
I don't
We
know if you
have
experienced that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you would have experienced that when you went to school, but in my day, we had to be twice as good or better by far for the teacher to recognize you.
Nikki, you talking,
well,
right?
I could say when I started girls' high school, and we were the first two at girls' high school from my room, and I stood up and introduced myself. I was in Form 1G Young, and I introduced, my name is Natisha Alexander, and I'm from Myro. And people, students look around me and ask me if people live there.
Wow.
Look, guys, guys, we're having this conversation. And
actually, he getting goosebumps.
I'm getting goosebumps.
If the camera could have picked it up, this man whole hand full of goosebumps.
I'm getting emotional. Why?
Listen.
Last night,
brother.
And I'll say this, Natisha. I remember even before Canawan got secondary school, when you go to St. Vincent with the NTRC and win, I used to feel as if, boy, yes, that win is for all of us.
Yes.
And the first year Canawan went, Canawan and Union Island, first, that win is for all of us.
Come on.
You understand? This year, Union Island couldn't be there, and I felt disappointed. Canawan came, I think, second, right? The secondary school, they're doing so well. Top 5 in the nation 3 consecutive years.
That is it.
You know, And hey, what's
You
now?
Let me touch on
you
that
talking
real
about the
quick.
school.
Natisha, welcome to the program and thanks for supporting. It's a pleasure. Always nice hearing from you.
But I must
Um,
say, Union would have set the pace with athletics.
Yes.
When they went up there and just tear down the tracks and they went with the school being all the time.
Basketball.
You know?
let me just touch on that topic of equality once again and bringing it back to opportunity. I am a patriotic Vincentian, but my heart bleeds as a Grenadines woman, first and foremost. Let's just start there, okay?
Tell them
Because,
that.
yeah, I know we're
I
a
saw you
different
in
breed.
Japan.
Yes. When it comes to tenacity, heart, and grit, what a Vincentian has on mainland and what you have in the Grenadines, it's two different breed of people entirely. Okay? We know poverty on a level that is so different. I
True.
tell you, when it talks about sharing a rice grain, literally, I swear, Grenadines people could take one rice grain and feed 20 different households with that one rice grain. Right? You don't understand the vastness of it until you become an adult and you wonder how is it that we made it. Why are we now such prominent people in society? How could we be such empaths? How could we give back so much? What was given to us? How did we become who we are? And we take it for granted, but Grenadines people are naturally some of the biggest giving, sharing when it comes to conchs and cornfish and the tambran. And
Everybody else,
when you go to town, y'all have conchs down there, y'all have lobster. It's always about what we can give to them.
And you tell them,
I,
you
I,
ask them
I,
to
I
send some stuff and
remember
tell
I
them, we can't
remember
get that.
after burial, people asking me for kongs and lobster and cornfish. And I say, boy, are they serious?
Yeah, be serious.
Are they
Why?
serious?
You
You
know that.
think we have time to catch kongs now?
You know that.
Well, it's just the other day we started to get cornfish. Them guys started to go back. I said, you think we have time to get kongs? But I became the person I am. I'm being honest with you because I had to battle. Because sometimes you sit there and you hear people talk about grannies, people and all the thing and all that. I don't want it to be in all the skin, all of this, all of that. And so then when I see young people wasting opportunities, especially when they get to go to, I remember, I fought at our school when I was there as a teacher so that our students could do physics because the ministry was telling us no. And I'm like, our children, they have to be exposed to every single
Yes.
subject.
Yep.
Yes.
Because even if it means one child or two child in the class, a physics class or a chemistry class, at that time I remember when I came back, we were not doing IT. And I remember we shut down school and all kind of thing. And I was branded a troublemaker and all thing because it was
But you are.
important. I believed it was important. And at the end of it, our students started doing IT. At the end of it, they started doing physics and chemistry, and we reintroduced
Mhm.
principles of accounts and all of those things. And
And I see they're doing agriculture science now.
no, we always did the agriculture science, but and now they do the tech voc. The tech
Okay.
voc thing, I know I think TJ and a couple of the other guys, they're really doing a good job with the tech voc and really exposing the students and them to real world,
Yeah.
situations in terms of planting crops and taking care of animals and even with the construction and all of that. But as a Grenadine person, it was necessary for us to fight. We had to fight against our own people.
Yeah.
And when I say our own people, our own Vincentian people,
Yes.
because
Yes.
and this is
Yes.
this is beyond politics, eh? This is beyond
Right.
politics.
Right.
This is mainland, and you always find that Saint Kitts Nevis, Saint Vincent and the Grenadines, Trinidad and Tobago, Grenada and Carriacou,
Right.
Antigua, Barbuda.
Again.
The big island and the small islands, they never really get along. And it is we always have to fight for and Tisha is a very important point. I like while we may build a stadium in St. Vincent or a library, we getting access to that is not the same.
It's
It's
not.
not. It's not.
While a man could
It's
drive
not.
from Sandy Bay or Fancy and go to the library and go back home, a student can take a boat and go to the
Right.
public library or the archives and
Right.
or
And
go to practice at the diamond track. So when we make noise to get sporting facilities and proper educational facilities, it is important that we join together and make sure that persons listen to us. You
Very
know,
much so.
and I know Anthony want to touch on this point of local government, and I've been a proponent. I've written about it. I've looked at the Carriacou model. I've looked at the Tobago model. I've looked at different models, and I believe we can start probably with the Carriacou model, where we are a ministry, and we have our own permanent secretary, and we have our allocation for sports, education, agriculture, um, and all the different departments.
I am a
And
strong advocate for that, Abdan. Very
yeah,
strong advocate for that.
and what I'm saying, we start at that point, but then what I found with Hurricane Beryl, you didn't have a person in charge of each island.
Right.
It was known that okay, Ansel is in charge of Canada and I've done in charge. You had leaders emerging, and then afterwards, those who were supposed to be in the position, you find them fitting in whatever was there. But each island should have, for example, Canada one probably could have two persons. Myro could have one person. Union could have two persons. Beckway, the same thing, because it's one Grenadines. And in terms of like something like a mayor or somebody responsible that is elected, um, well, the party who wins whatever they will decide. But each area should get a budget in terms of infrastructural development.
True.
Yes. Yes.
I went to Myro the other day, and Myro still doesn't even have a proper playing field for the students
That's
to
correct.
run on.
That's correct.
And Myro have some good athletes. And well, actually, the Grannies on a whole actually are good
Grenadines on a whole.
athletes, because
Right.
we walk, our children walk. And now
Barefoot.
with the
Barefoot at
frightening
that.
thing now, Union Island a school bus now. So I'm wondering, boy, them children waiting to catch school bus to go school and go. They ain't walking as much. So I'm waiting to see how we will do in thing. But we have to take charge of developing our communities. I think it's
That's
important. I don't think persons on the mainland will truly understand. But one thing we need to get out though, if for some reason as Grannies people, for some reason we don't like our own being in charge of us, boy.
that's true.
We always like
I
outsiders,
don't know
but
why.
we
I don't know
always
why.
What they
Listen,
call us, crab, what?
I don't know.
Cheese crab.
No,
What crab does?
this
What crab does do?
Well,
Pull you down.
crab in a
Everybody want to
barrel.
go together.
Anybody try to rise, you pull them down. But it is something that we always believe that it's an inferior complex that
we have to
something
have an
God is better
outsider
from
come do it.
outside.
Don't believe that
Outsider
our
to come
own can do it.
to lead our schools, outsider to come to lead, to be head of the police, outsider to come to, and
Yes,
it's,
yes. And
it's
let me before I go into that too, let me share my piece on that too. I remember when I was teaching, and there was one year there was a session in Maine, and they would have catered for us and put us up that year. It was a session in early childhood education, right? And it was sponsored in coalition with the Canadian Teacher Federation, and they catered for us accordingly. We were able to get a spot to stay for the time that we were on the Main Island. The next year, the very same session, they're telling us we had to pay our own boarding.
So where
As teachers,
the money gone to do that?
I don't know.
Yeah.
So as adding to what was mentioned by Natisha and this whole topic altogether, I share in the same, because then it's crazy how from one instance we can have such good collaboration, and in the next instance there's no provision being made for us as a people from this side.
But speaking of that,
Can I interject real quick, guys? Please.
Hold a sec, because I see a comment here, that says, "Look, Myra has never been invited to inter primary. I don't care if it's 10 kids in the school. Send the invitation. If they decline, fine." Now,
True.
you see that hurts me.
yeah, yeah.
That hurts me to the core. And I make it a phone call tomorrow. I call it Mr. Khalil Keita tomorrow to find out why that never happened.
Yeah.
Because I've seen it into school. I know of a particular school that had one child who qualified.
Right.
I remember back in the day, Canada used to have 2 and 3 children qualifying. Watch now, it's a whole entourage.
Right.
and I show that 10 kids in Myro,
they should still be given the respect.
they should be given that.
No, but you know what that could do? Myro has what, about 250, 300 people?
Yeah.
You know what that could do to a child?
It boosts morale. It really boosts morale. When you see someone from your community doing it, it really allows you to put yourself in on that trajectory to say, I can. I also can. Right?
No, I remember when I was in charge of sports, well, I've always been, involved in sports, and in my latter days, I always made sure that Myro was represented on the teams, and if I couldn't train them, they couldn't stay back in the afternoon, and I'll ask somebody like, oh, one of the guys, could you train the guys, and then we will have trials every now and then. But because it was important for us, even when we have in heats, I said, listen, we need to have heats during school hours because the Myro students need to take part. And I started, because one of the reason why we started treating Myro, because and I could speak about Myro because Myro goes to school in Union.
That's correct. I know you can.
And we started treating Myro as how mainland would treat us. Myro started becoming a bother. And I'm like, this is how the mainland treats us. And we fought against that for many years. And we can't now turn around and do the same thing to Myro.
Just take up your name, we have a call coming in.
Go ahead.
Hello, good night. Hello, good night. Call, are you there?
It's there now. The feed is officially on.
Hey. We're hearing you. Hello?
Mr. Alexander.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay,
right.
Yeah, I don't think the issue is that Myro doesn't get an invitation. But given, I think all schools are invited to inter-primary. I think given the fact that this and Canada 1 could attest, Union Island Secondary and Primary could attest that the provisions that are being made, it's almost as though like we're an afterthought. Like they don't feel it necessary to make sure that the students are properly catered to, that they are properly rested before the event and all of that. So it does put off people who want to participate, because it's like you're gonna make all the sacrifices and then you're being treated like you don't even belong.
Right.
So I think that is something that the sports ministry needs to look into. Make sure there's proper catering for people from the Grenadines. You're not going to leave your comfortable house at home to go up there. And yes, you're camping, but you don't know how you're going to get back to camp. You're there waiting for a long period. You come up the same day and then you have to participate. It's crazy.
So
it's crazy.
No, I remember the days as teachers talking. I remember the days where we used to have to play sometimes 2 or 3 basketball games, and I saw players getting injured, and sometimes they leave the stronger team. And something you have to think this is a conspiracy against you. You know what I mean?
I don't think it's a conspiracy. Honestly,
it will look like that when you're the one who's keep getting the blows, isn't it?
No. It is not a conspiracy when you're an afterthought or you're not given proper thought at all. It's like having a house where you're a stepchild and you only come to visit when the father says to the mother that's in the house, I have to bring the stepchildren to visit. It's Christmas, it's Easter, it's Thanksgiving, right?
Hold a sec. Our caller is still here. Let's her make a point.
Go ahead, caller.
All right.
You there?
Yeah, I'm listening.
No, I said
I'm still here.
Make your point still? You have any more points to make? Because
no, I'm glad for the discourse.
Okay, all right, it's cool.
Well, that's my travel buddy. I call him a travel buddy.
No, the kind of one government school and the secondary school, they're taking part in the inter-primary school netball and football, right? Yeah. And they're up for a week. They play football and netball every day.
For that week.
For the entire week. The school playing football twice a day. I mean,
craziness.
That's mad.
It's difficult for somebody to walk in your shoes if they don't know where you're coming from.
And
Our governing body does not look at the Grenadines as though they can't understand our plight because they're not fully in our shoes ever.
and
To tell somebody after you don't come up from the Grenadines on a boat that is rowing to
For
and fro in the
free,
middle of the
or
ocean,
depending on the stops
you
in each, you know?
depend on the stops. You're throwing up your entire inside if you're not a seafaring person. I know some women and some students who will throw up on these boats, even though they ride them, ever so often. They still can't get used to the weather. You're flustered, you're hot, you're bothered. You can't keep anything down in your stomach for the day. You can't eat. Your appetite is now gone, and you're being asked to perform at the best of your ability under the circumstances of lack of housing, lack of transportation on ground while you're there, and lack of overall care. Tell
that
me, how is that a stacked plane?
that ain't nothing. The
Yeah.
school one time was disqualified. Or they got what do you call it again?
At the board reach up
They
lead.
lost by default. And this is
Right.
the reason why the day they went up, they had to play the game. The
Right.
transportation never come for them early, and the food wasn't sent early. So you have the kids, them have to eat before they go. So you know what happened there when they reach now? Time done gone.
Yes.
Referee say, hey, what?
Yes.
How could you?
Right. Right. Right.
A lot of this could be avoided with proper planning.
I don't see how that's
Exactly.
possible. That's not
Exactly.
possible at
With
all.
proper planning and proper execution. Who is in charge of the planning?
Do we have a sports officer for the Southern Grenadines?
I understand it's Abdan.
Yes, we do.
I understand it's Abdan.
Abdul is the sports officer for the Southern Grenadines?
Well, let's go ahead and make our calls to
Sandy just
Abdan
like
going forward.
Bacchanal.
Then
Sandy,
let's
Sandy know exactly. But no. But look, we in every position where we need warriors, yo. We just need warriors in persons who will actually stand up and fight and really don't care about we need warriors.
But
We
if
need
you
warriors
know
in
who
this
your
constitution.
warriors are, call on your warriors and put them in the front line to do battle. Because
Hey.
this is a warfare. We in a battle. So if
No,
you
no,
know
because
you
I
have
used to
warriors,
hate it. I used to hate it when they say, "Oh, they should just be glad all they here."
right.
I remember when we used to go for the school sport,
Beat them.
they used to put us in the 9th lane. That's the lane
Ninth and-
outside the last lane.
Remember that? I used to laugh at Talia
Wow.
because they ain't beating me. But you know what you just said, the Casanella, that's serious, right?
Yes.
Ball playing in St. Vincent last week. I decided I'm going to support the Canawan Secondary School. They're
Right.
playing against St. Joseph Convent Kingstown.
Right.
Right? School guy and bad beating up Convent and thing. That's
Right.
the juniors. Pick them up. A lady comes in and I realize I thought, well, she coming to maybe referee the other game because she has on the same clothes as the referee. She by the sideline now coaching the team, the Convent team, and telling them this and telling them that. I was like, yeah, what's going on there? I
Right.
start to make noise. She started to cuss. I say, you know what? I can call my partner. I call my partner. I took a video of her while she doing it so she can say, I lie. 5 minutes after, she just sit down and cussing me now. I say, yeah.
So while she there doing illegal thing the whole
You
time?
can't be doing this. And that we always at a disadvantage no matter what.
Right. Right.
No matter
And
what.
still I remember in a basketball final.
Advantage upon a disadvantage. And it's
But
a testament of our talents that we are
Yes.
still able to rise to the top.
Yes.
Speaking of that,
Yes.
I
But
remember.
do we maximize what we have? Do we? I am a part of the St. Vincent Girls High School alumni in the diaspora. And so somehow every year, my fellow people or fellow personnel will call on me and say, Nell, this year, we want you to assist with the donations. Children need scholarship. Teachers need training. This needs that. We need to do more of that as Grenadines folks. Lead the way. If we have people going up to Kingston for school, call around a few people and say, listen here, you're not asking, you're leading. We have 5 students going up to the mainland. They need housing, transportation, food. This is the cost. I'm calling 5 persons strong. My Grenadines people, I'm calling on you. We will back it up. Let's use what we have. Call on. It's like a church calling on its elders for prayer. You have your warriors in the Grenadines. Use your warriors. Call on your warriors. They
Hey,
will be there for you when you need them.
Mr. Lindell Tittle has joined us. I know Lindell is passionate about basketball. He's the president of the Basketball Association in Union Island. And it's been a while we haven't had competitive sports as it relates to the Grenadines.
Right.
I remember the primary schools used to take part.
Yes.
Go and run and beat them. That's how I made friends with my soldiers them in Union right now. You understand?
Yes, that's true. The Myra boys used to go to Union all the time to play basketball.
I still can't believe Ansel is the runner. I still.
Nikki.
Abdan, you don't talk about Hansel. Hansel, don't let him talk about you that way, you know.
Nikki, talk
Give
to
him
that guy.
Abdan, I think he has a record in Bishop still, you know.
And I leave school since how long? Nikki, Wonder Boy Bamina.
But I was a 400. I had the 400-meter junior boys record in my school, you know.
Boss.
What was your time, Abdan?
Yo, I can't remember 50 something. No, it wasn't 50 something. I think I ran just over a minute at that time.
Abdan, I'm a 400 specialist, right? And I used the 1500 to warm up for my phone. I broke the record. That's
what was your time, Hansel?
I have no idea. I don't know, it's still ready. I told them if anybody broke it, I would actually give them something, a little token, but it's still there to tell me.
Listen, we're not going to talk about track in my household, okay? Because my husband is an All-American at his university for soccer and track, and my son is a track star. Don't talk track to me, okay, friends? Because guess what? All right. We're going to leave track right there.
And she bring another Myra girl on the program with she. As the only union man, but you better bring Lindell on the program.
But no, I mean, seriously. We used to have netball, right? Grenadines netball tournaments.
Yes.
The football, I think Union Island and Cana One played many times.
Yes.
I know every year Cana One takes a boat ride down to Carriacou and football is being played.
We also had a vibrant basketball tournament going on as well. And that was really, really good.
Yeah.
But while we have decent basketball and netball facility, we need proper football, cricket, and athletics facility.
We need proper track facilities, definitely. This running barefoot. Listen, my husband goes to Penn Relays every year, so does my son, and they participate. And when I go and I see the Vincentian students can't hold up on the track, it has hurt my heart a lot. Listen, it's you have to be able to run in a spike. If you don't train your kids that they must run in the proper athletic gear, you're wasting your time. Point blank period. This running barefoot and all of that, it's not a good thing because you have to think, I'm doing this because I want to advance myself into the future. Even if you have to ask for donation for a proper pair of running shoes, a proper pair of spikes, or indoor running shoes if you don't want the outdoor one without the spikes. Let's train our kids to get used to the proper things early.
Because the thing is too, like I think as Nikki or Abdan mentioned, Anna's the stadium, right? So Vincent Beach Stadium is up there.
Right.
We train different down here.
Right.
We run over crab holes.
Yes.
We run on the sand. Big up the sand. That sand is what works the magic.
Right.
That training on the beach, that is what works the magic. That is the secret if they didn't know. Right? But our training is different. But when we get on the track now, we're not accustomed to that. When the kids run, some of them you tell them you got running the spikes.
Right.
But to put on the spikes, I'm not accustomed to it, so I can run the foot.
Right.
And not only that, Ansel, because of the difference in the size of the track, not the distance they have to run.
Yes,
but when you run a 1 lap wrong, you could run a 1 lap real fast, and the most you might get down in the southern ground is probably 190. You might lucky if you get 200 meters, right? So when the children go up there to run, they take off at one. We have to now go back and teach them how to run on a bigger track.
Locally makes 1 lap at the bigger track. How much laps you have to run local to equal a 4 or 800? That's correct.
It's a psychological thing, and
yes.
And not only that too, the teachers are also at a disadvantage. As a teacher going on athletics camp or basketball camp, You have to leave your family sometimes for 2 weeks. They're asking you to go and sleep among school children. They're asking you sometimes to go and sleep on some mattress. God knows who slept on those mattresses before.
Right.
And you had to sleep on the ground. You had to, and then you can't sleep because you had to turn police whole night because them children they was asleep.
They all
Then they
sleep.
all over the place. Not only that, you had to get up in the morning to go and make breakfast for 30 something, 40 something children. When they done, you had to organize lunch, dinner. You had to day behind this, make sure to go and bathe their skin. And then you have conflict resolution.
Yes,
Boy,
yes.
And
it's
then
a
the ministry ain't paying you $1 more. They ain't even have a
No per diem for you.
no,
yo.
it's really chaotic, eh? I can tell you
Yes.
that. I went by the camps already with Union Island and Kano one day. And it's a good thing is Grenadines people that we know each other, we just share,
Right.
you know.
Right.
But outside of that, boy, them kids is a movie between them.
Yeah.
But if it's one thing,
Constantly.
but I've done if it's one thing, eh? You see when they start to put on the music and they start to dance, boy.
Yeah.
Grenadines people, boy, we know how to entertain
I
ourselves, eh?
want to allow them, just allow them because that's the
Yeah.
only time you go
Yes.
get a little rest. You go in a corner and you
Yeah.
get a little
Mhm.
rest.
That's true. But we gotta big
And
up
what
the
when
people
it,
who
on
usually
that
watch us.
topic, on that topic of students that have to leave home, which is in the Grenadines, to go up to participate in any type of event, because no events happen in the Grenadines on a larger scale, whether it's in sports or any other genre of events. We a lot of times we have to prep our students for that at a young age.
Yeah.
That you have to be ready for a larger stage, so to speak, right? And that for me, always being a representation of that, as I say, knowing that I come from zero, 250 people. I think in my day it might have been 100, 105, right?
My population growing while everybody else on decrease. We're
It's
sweet
growing,
in
it's
my room.
growing. It's growing. When you're a beacon basically of hope and letting someone else know what can be because of your life, you have to start training the others because you're not gonna live forever. We need mini replicas of ourselves.
But
Yeah.
I think part of the problem is that now persons have to work so much. One job is not enough now to really take care of yourself and your family. And
It's
what
true.
is actually doing another job physically or actually
You
going
know,
online to do another job or just studying. I think because I had that discussion the other day. It's like when I was growing up, you had Manjil and you had all them other guys, Drakes and all that guys who teach us basketball and now I even tell them guys, I say something I don't feel like I fail in the youth because
Right.
sometimes we just don't have the time,
Yes.
because and that's why it is so
right?
important that when we see people who dedicate that time
You
to
gotta give
go
them the
out,
props. You
especially like
gotta.
Leroy Scrub and
Yes.
others, Linda
Yes.
Pippen and then guys with basketball,
Yes.
and you guys could speak about Canawan and Myro, but when we see
Yes.
that, we have to give them the support.
That's
And the
correct.
support, it could be
Yeah.
financial support, it could be moral support, and we could take care of some of the other things, buy basketballs or look for funding. I
Correct.
remember when
Correct.
all I
Correct.
reached out to all, I said, all we need some spikes. And then I told the guys that when I think that was my last year coaching the secondary school team at Inter. And I think brought like about 8 spikes on 10 spikes, and I'm like, we gotta share these spikes. We
Right.
got and I mean we find ways and means of getting it done. And sometimes I'll
Right.
ask students when you leave in school, could you donate your spikes to the school? you
Right.
know
Right.
and a simple thing like we can go on drives, but something I remember when I was running Easter, we used to have these sports, these games, and I used to bring up Caracol. Canawan used to come down and Union, and we used to have Caracol was really good. But something that needs reviving is that inter-secondary sports. And now that Canawan have a full-fledged, when I say full-fledged, before you guys started with junior sec, and then you went, now you have form five and all of that. We could do something in Canawan, man, Ansel. We
Yeah.
we we could do something in Canawan. We could do a whole
I know
sporting
some
events over 4 5 month period where we
brother.
have basketball, netball, football, road relay, triathlon, and then the big event is the sporting day, where you have both secondary and primary and you know Myro
Are you
coming
guys gonna
along.
add sailing into that? Because you know Myro is the sailing crew, you know. So when you add in that, just
See,
make sure you add some sailing,
as a
junior
Myro
sailing
and
stuff.
China one
She
conversation
making,
there.
she
That
making
I
sure
out of
Myra
that.
at win.
So
I
this
out of that.
part.
That's
I,
not smart, isn't
listen,
it?
I'm glad she
She
mentioned
making
the sailing
sure
part.
she making sure that Myra at least win one gold medal.
Listen,
Yeah,
You
we
know,
gotta put
sometimes
something we
it's like
strong
we
in.
drop the ball.
But how do
And
we
Nella,
talk about the ball? How do we get back?
What did you say,
Tisha there
Tisha?
still. Tisha there still. I
Yes,
want
she
to hear
said.
Tisha.
hey, I want to tap into
no,
that.
I'm just saying, like you sometimes there's a certain feeling of guilt that the things that you are exposed to that help to hone your leadership skills, that help to, you know, your public speaking skills. Because we grew up in church, and you know, we had Christmas program every year. We would put off our own concerts.
True.
We had I think North White with Youth Club and
Yes.
all of these things that we were exposed to. We had camps that we would go on to Grenada and
That's
all of these
true.
things, all of these opportunities for us to see different things and you know, just kind of widen the way we think and all of that. And I feel like the children now are not exposed to those things.
Yeah.
And I agree
So
to that, but
there's a certain level of guilt.
It has a
that
lot to
I
do with
feel.
your household as well. My grandfather was a pastor, and I had to be reading in church since I was probably 3 years old, and I could call certain word. I had to be reading from Genesis all the way to Revelation, you know. And I tell you, nothing makes you a better public speaker or a better reader than reading Revelations to Genesis to Revelations. You understand?
But the question is, how do we get back there?
So
And I
It's
see
parenting. A lot of times the household
Lindell-
it's lacks from inside.
I see Lindell has as Jamie said, a controversial statement, a comment here.
Yeah,
He says, yet we are advocating for it to continue. I come and meet it, and 20 plus years since I leave it, we're still the same place.
So before,
right? But so what do we do as Grenadines people
hold on
to get back the primary for the Southern Grenadines? How do we organize to have intersect with this with the Southern Grenadines?
Well, Hansel, you are already the designated mayor.
I wanna add something to that. So when Abdon mentioned that he feels like, you know, he's in guilt sometimes because he feels like it's just the time he cannot make to give back to these kids. I also was a part of a little group here as myself. Like we had the Canawan Kids League basketball program some years ago, and we were going pretty strong with it. We got, you know, the donors and all these things. We were hosting tournaments to the kids. We even brought them to Myro once and participated there. Was going strong.
So they went to Carrick already too.
Yeah, they went to Carrick on a trip already as well. They did, I think twice. But the thing is, like, there were opportunities that arose out of it. Clear. All right. So there were opportunities that arose out of it, and you know, it was going really well for the kids. But I think what we mistake sometimes in all of this is we forget things need to maintain a structure. Yes. So in my case, I moved on from where I was at the time. So I don't have that time. So I can relate with Abner when he mentioned that. I don't have that time as I used to put into it. And, you know, sometimes I feel like, you know, I must say, there is like a level of neglect, even though we are all trying to do what we can do for ourselves as we go along. We still have our own lives to maintain at the end of the day. So, but we also have to consider the kids being the future and the exposure that they get, so that they don't also get left behind or left in any kind of dust where they don't have any expertise in any field. And sport is a big deal to us, as we know. It's not just about the competition. It's more so about the community and the camaraderie and the building of each other going forward in such a field. Because then if you can be an athlete if you want, but if you are well-grounded athlete, it takes you further. You understand me? Academic-wise and everything.
But as you say that, let's go Trian K2. Case in point. Trian K2, he's a champion in Canawan. He went to St. Vincent. He beat up everybody there. Then he went to Grenada when they had the Whitson time, and he won there. And last week, Trian won the science fair. You know, so we have students who are competent enough for all of this. Right?
And let me continue there, Cancel. So on that note as well. So apart from not having that time, I was having a conversation with someone recently, and they said, in terms of where we go forward with this, because I like to listen to everything, I like to internalize, I like to think on it, and I like to go in a direction where we start talking about what are we going to do about it, which is where we are now, right?
Yeah. Right.
Exactly.
What we're going to do about it now, what we could do about it now. So let me draw back to the conversation I was talking. I was speaking to someone recently, and they said one suggestion they presented to me was that we can establish ourselves with our own sporting club or committee on each island. And if we build it up to a point where we have our own representatives representing our people, then in each island we can have that communication going between our reps. But we can get, hold on, I'm coming. Using that opportunity now, we establish ourselves as a group, we register. So when there comes time for funding is easier to get, because there are policies that are required by each bank so that we can, be able to get sponsorship, so to speak, in event anything, push come to shove, whatever. But we also have to learn to maintain our structures.
Yes.
We have a tendency as a people sometimes to, let's accept our faults, that we fall behind and we don't take responsibility for some things, which on while we need to accept it more. So I see someone say just now, it has a lot to do with us. It really does. It really does.
It does. I agree.
In all fairness, there should be more when it comes to us. We should be taken more seriously as a people, because we've shown that we can compete on every level from a Grenadines perspective. Exactly. And when we go anywhere, we've proven that we deserve to be on every single stage, wherever there is a stage that we can compete on.
That's correct.
You understand me? So where are we going now? Let us establish ourselves. What can we do? Start with ourselves. Let's find people of like-mindedness, people who see and have similar vision, who are willing to, okay, yes, let's give some time back. Or if I can't give time, where can I give my support?
Yes.
Let's start putting this together. You talk about finding your champions a while ago. We should have our own champions in each island to represent us. So we need to pull our slack as a people and start going down that route where we start thinking, okay, what can we do now? Matter of fact, we know what to do now. We find our champions.
Yes.
You understand? We find the laws that govern these bodies. We put ourselves in a position to receive more when it comes to sponsorship. And then we incorporate real and proper structure, especially when it comes to coaching of our kids. And then we can try to see we get more tuning or get provisions for projects. Because I know when you're registered as a group, you can make project propositions to respective bodies on the main island. And then they will try to at least give us, something. We need to push for that more.
But Jamie,
go ahead.
With all that being said, right? We then now have to turn to the respective sporting bodies in St. Vincent.
Of course.
And I see someone
logically speaking,
or someone saying, the sports official for the Grenadines to even come to Myro.
And that's sad.
Right.
And if we were to put anybody on blast right now, let's go straight. You need to do better. Whoever you are,
most definitely,
you need to do better.
You can't.
We need to decide. It's simple as that. Because then if we go in own responsibility and take it up on ourselves, everybody else had to take their share. Because we blows, we don't accept it. We need to pull ourselves together as a people too and establish our own committees. However, people outside who have an effect to it need to also step up and say, well, look, then these people have cried for too long. You understand? We have been making petitions for years. And what are we doing to them or with them? We are not giving them that leverage that they need. We're not giving them a level playing field.
And I believe that is why we're treated like this, because we do not have a unified front. If we
it has to start somewhere. Let's make it start somewhere.
They would give us that level.
That's why I say we pull our slack and we take ourselves seriously and let them see that we are serious.
That's what we need to do.
It has to start somewhere. So taking accountability has to start somewhere.
I am all for the accountability part. Trust me.
Yes.
Guys, remember I had started with the whole thing without blaming myself in terms of saying
I just elaborated on that.
Yeah. That's but I didn't get to finish elaborate on that. One of the things is also is that for some reason things have not really changed over many years, and it's just the fact that the volunteers and them have gone,
Right.
and now there's nobody
To fill
to
their
really
shoes.
prop it up. You
Yes.
know, the facilities are there. Um, people used to volunteer and cut the grass. People used to volunteer and roll the pitch. People used to
True.
volunteer and coach. You're
True.
not seeing that anymore.
That's true.
You're not seeing that anymore.
Because
And
that's
that is
how it
some.
started, a lot of the programs that we have and how they went far is because people gave their time and efforts. And it's the same with us. And look, I see Lindell have a point there too. Since volunteerism is not where it once was, how do we bridge the gap to allow folks to be able to allocate time to things that are important? That's a really good question there. So it's putting us in that spot to see, well, look, then, yeah, boy, we don't have people giving that time and effort no more. How can we bring a structure?
I mean, listen, it's a money issue, straight up. I
Yes.
mean, listen, people
Yes.
people out there trying to feed their families. People are
Yes.
they're trying to put bread on the table.
True.
And seriously, you're
only
and
volunteer
then
for free. Just be
nowadays
honest.
parents back then used to be more involved. Now
Yes.
parents
Not
looking
anymore.
for coaches to babysit the children for a few hours so that they
True.
could get a little break.
Oh yeah.
And
That's
But
true.
Oh
sometimes
yeah.
and that is the situation. They're not even showing up to practice to help you with the discipline with the children. You're not even yet showing up to events to help raise funds to do this and to do that.
So we see that
And
parents also play a huge factor. And I
it's
hope the parents out there are watching too, because then you have to listen for your side too. You
And
understand? The whole discipline aspect and your kids taking heed to things start with you at home. You understand?
Listen
summertime when
here.
you had summer
Not
program,
cutting you
boy, they're
guys off
glad.
in that aspect. My husband and I have a son who's a high schooler, and he has been playing soccer since he's 3 years old, and he's been running track. He's played golf. He's done swimming. Let me tell you, when people get things for free, they don't really appreciate it. You understand? But when you have to pay thousands of dollars, or even if you have to charge them a fee of, it don't matter. Charge somebody something. Put a value on it. You see how much they appreciate it. You parents will make sure you're going to the lessons because they're paying, even if it's $10 they're paying, it's the world. Boy, I'm paying my money. They will make sure you're coming. They'll make sure you have your gears. So giving, it's not always about giving people in the island something. Sometimes you need to put a price on something so people could understand there's value behind
Value,
what you're being
value,
given.
value.
Yes.
That was one of the issues I realized too. Like even when we used to run the program and we got the sponsorships, I mean, we were charging minimal to. Just an example here. When we run our camps, we were charging $25, right, per child. But here, what this? Just being, as I'm giving you facts right here, there were parents who were querying $25. This is how I know the lack of respect and concern by parents for to feed, right, and take care of with food every day, drink and water, right. $25 for a whole week, 2 weeks actually, 2 weeks.
and you
And
remember
something you just really want to teach them a lesson by not having it.
Listen,
And
bread and
let
butter.
us take
they
care of the
really
children.
think
but
they
it's
really
about the
think this
kids.
$25 is
About
what
the
we
kids.
need to do this. But I'm just saying,
Yes.
like, it's
Yes.
so sad that we have come to the point where our concern for our children, like, we don't even care as long as like they're out of our hands for this time. As you said just now, they treat school as if it's just another,
No, it's the same thing with school to you. It's same
another
thing,
daycare.
same thing.
So it's sad that because then we have to realize it's still our children. You understand? How do we forget that they're our children when they're in care of someone else?
Guys, I am going to log off. I have an emergency at my house that I have to tend to.
Handle, darling, handle.
I am going
Somebody
to log off at this
she had to
time.
go make dinner for she house here.
Yes, I got a husband and a string of children, so I have to go. But I would like to say thank you once again for having me on the program. It was
A pleasure.
my deepest pleasure. And
Okay.
listen here, I am and forever will be a warrior. So don't be afraid to ever put me in the front, okay, guys?
Before you go,
Yes.
just give us a while and just tell us about the book, please.
Yeah.
Oh yes, sure. Here is the book. This book, listen, all of us went through Beryl, and we know how hard Beryl affected us. And when I came home from St. Vincent last year, I wrote this book since last year, and I wanted the story of courage, of Grenadine's strength, Grenadine's resilience, of faith. I wanted that story out there for every child. So you see, the cover has two Afro-looking people, two people from the Grenadines, and this book represents who we are. It represents, listen, we went through hardship, we went through pain, but we use that pain as a testimony. We use that pain to build us back stronger and better than we even was before. And
What's the name
so
of the book? And where
it's
can we
called A Girl Who Made It Through the Storm.
A Girl Who Made It Through the Storm.
Okay.
And
All
it's available now on Amazon in paperback, and it's available in Kindle version. So if you want to have it for children who can't read, they can get it in the Kindle. And for children who can read, here is the paperback version. I would like Hansel to be in Canawan to sign copies and to do a few book talks. Abden, I am coming to Union Island, so make time for me in the summer to make sure I am at the Mary Hutchison Primary School to do a book talk and a sit and sign with the author. Every
summertime, me and Tisha just traveling.
Okay, springtime. Put me in Union in springtime.
Nah, don't worry about it. Just let me know when you come in.
All right.
Thank you, guys.
I love the cover.
Thanks for being here. Thanks for accepting my invitation. It was a spur of the moment, and from the time Wana, it's the quickest yes I ever heard in my life.
Well, I tell Ansel I had to sleep on it, innit?
Man said he had to sleep on it.
No. Anything grenadines, I have to sleep on that.
No, because
Always
I tell
ready.
Ansel, I say, Hansel, we're in the political season, and
This ain't had nothing to do with that. This is not.
Because this is what I said to him, I said, Abdan, we might touch a bit of politics. I don't shoot. But if we do, we ain't doing partisan politics. I said the name of the thing is Grenadines Affairs.
Yes.
No, but we have touched politics, but I mean we've been honest and straightforward.
We've been honest and straightforward in it.
Yes.
You know, there are persons in authority who need to pull their weight and get things done the right way for the Grenadines. We are one St. Vincent and the Grenadines. It can be when it is conducive to you. It's only coming to Grenadines. You studying the Grenadines to come for a nice time. You call me Hansel, I come in there and see if you can get some lobster for me and some conchs.
Anyhow, Nell wanna go. I see she husband just passed this. We get her up, come make me dinner tonight.
But Nella, thank you for being here with us.
Have a wonderful night.
Have a good night.
I'm done.
Cause you know why troublesome. Listen, me and this girl talk on the boat come straight down from Vincy to Union. Yo, she's always great to be in her company. Like she thinks thick boy. Yeah, like she don't go on. Like she don't go on.
I'm just remove
Linda place another nice comment there too. Another
what did Linda say?
Scroll up on. There it is.
Make sure
because
which one is
it basically speaking about how parents would value the importance of what you're doing.
Where is it?
Like there it is, right there.
Okay, yeah. This one?
That oneself.
Let's put it on the screen.
Yes, of course. It said you can charge $1 million, but if the people you are charging do not value the effort behind it, it's useless. Our summer program was $5. Could you imagine that? $5, and it was well attended, but the parents need to see the program as more than just a daycare center. And that stands true, to be honest, because as I said, when you think about it, $25 is one day lunch. You understand? That is food and lunch. One day you go buy food and you buy juice. That is it.
I see.
I buy coconut water today for $20.
Well, boss, we drank 2 coconut water here. This is the small bottle here. The big one.
How much you pay for that in Canawan?
Well, I can't remember, and I just give the man the money and he give me back change.
In Canawan,
and I put that in my pocket.
I'll tell you.
I forget all your bathing in money in Canawan.
Between $6 and $8 you'd pay for a bottle of this one in Canawan.
For the small one?
For this small one here, yeah.
I forget Tisha still here. Tisha, Tisha, what were you saying?
No, I thought that it was Auntie buy that bottle of water, eh?
No, I'm spreading him out on this program tonight. Neki sell me a big bottle of water. That's the mountaintop size.
Yeah,
in St. Vincent, that's for $12.
Okay.
Neki sell me a bottle today for $20.
Neki factory, Nika's bunny boat.
All right.
But no. But it shows. Listen, I didn't make noise because I mean he buys it in St. Vincent for $10. He has to bring it on the boat. And then he has to refrigerate it, and then he still has to go around and sell it and make a profit. So I mean, we don't really get a lot of
super high. You have to keep that for yourself.
No, when I'm in the Grenadines, I drink a coconut water bottle once a week in St. Vincent. I could pass downtown, and pick up a bottle, and I could drink probably a bottle of coconut water every
And
day.
according to where you go to get it, you may get for $10.
Yeah, but it goes to show that we need to do something to assist with in terms of the cost of living. The cost of living in Grenada is just too high. It is way too high, and we either we make one of these islands economic free zone or duty free zone or something. But I mean, contraband was a big thing back then. We had a lot of boats, but we know how that went. A lot of people not
Do we
into
have
big boats anymore.
price control system or
hold on here.
authorizing body here?
Nikki,
No, not in St. Vincent, yeah, but not in the Grenadines.
Hold on there. Tisha.
Yes, sir.
Will you want to join the video live to replace Cass? I can.
No, I didn't sleep just now. I have woke at 7.
Nah, that mean she ain't really look too good, eh? I know Tisha, she hair they kind of wild.
That's woman talk.
All of that. All of that. I know, right? My head well tied on and all of that.
Abdul.
She got on the bonnet. She didn't say already.
Abdul.
Hey.
It's after hour. And they say when it's after dark, things just change up. Right? And I'm reading here, persons are saying that you are justifying the wrongs.
Which wrongs?
Whatever you justify a while ago.
What justify?
Well, I can't remember, but you justify something and they say, I've done, let me see someone say, yes, the cost of living in Grenada is very high. I can't remember exactly what you were saying.
Nobody cost of living in Grenada has always been higher than St. Vincent since Thy Kingdom come. It's not anything new.
I have a thing. I wanna touch on a different topic. So in the Grenadines, primarily, I would say, we build with the basin, right?
Yeah.
Right. In St. Vincent, what sand they build with in St. Vincent, or what they used to build with is Raboka, right?
Yeah.
So,
but the sand is basin.
Well, hold on, right? Hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on. The Raboka in St. Vincent, right? I'll hear me clearly?
Yeah.
I hear you. What I'm saying, right, is like, do you, let me just put it out there first and let me hear what you think about it. Do you think don't you think we deserve some kind of subsidy in being able to bring in Raboka so we can avoid, more or less destroying our beaches? Because even though sand is sand, it takes many years to get there, just like the amount of years it took to get there to begin with.
I don't know if in Myro they allow it, but in Union they don't allow persons to take sand out the beach
anymore.
No, Canawan, boy, that look like the
in Canawan. I've, as much as I know, but all our houses here, the house I grew up in, everybody from way back when, it's based on we building with.
But I know they had stopped it in Canawan.
They had stopped it,
but no, boy,
we know people are doing it still, back and front, because we have all these beaches, right? However, because of the length of time it takes to get that sand back to level again. We are helping to destroy our beaches along with the changes that are already happening.
Yeah, but you know what I think is destroying beaches? Do you see that wharf down there?
Oh, God.
The temporary that basically became permanent now.
Yes.
I think if that thing was to be removed, all that destruction in front the harbor there wouldn't be there.
Let me tell you this.
Yeah, because it would be stopping because
the flow.
Sand will move
wave
up
action.
and down the beach.
The wave action is not free.
Yeah,
but what might happen? I don't know which side the sand longshore drift is taking place. But which side the sand is built up by the hotel side or down on the other side?
Right in front by the jetty, the main wharf. That's where all them boats hitting the sandbank every time they come down.
Yeah, the original wharf, right? The old wharf, as we call it.
It was designed for the sand to pass on.
We used to walk on the sand, stand up as a man, and walk under that thing without bending down. No, you can't even crawl under there.
It's completely right up to the shoreline. And since that other thing went there, which I must say, we are grateful, of course, that we have a well-designed or well-built, jetty or wharf that we can, receive our items now. And, have proper shipment coming in, not to worry about no hole and all the time. The length of time they had this dirt wharf here, rain come, is puddles like rain. You had to be dodging everything. Now, I was thinking they were going to remove it.
You're grateful?
No, listen to me. Listen to
It
me.
was necessary for that to be done a
It
long
was
time
very
ago.
necessary, but I'm saying I would have hoped when they
I've
told
done
me
that was the too long.
Just remember, I was in school when that thing started. No,
That was the too long I've done.
I was in school when
Still
this war
is the
started
too long.
building, and when they told me, well, I was told that it was going to be temporary. So in my head, yeah, boy, someday they're going to remove it so we could get back the proper wave action. They will build back the peripheral wharfs like the original design. However, this became what is now permanent and a whole complete acceptance of such.
Oh yeah, that will mess with the movement of
It
of
has
sand.
since
It
the time
has.
it went
Along.
there. Since the time it went there, we haven't had someone come and dredge the harbor. Now the harbor obviously would need dredging because then we see every single boat that comes in there, no matter how good these guys are.
Stick right
It's
there.
hard for them to tell which day the sandbank is higher than the other. So
Yeah.
they hit there all the time. And I'm thinking like, wow, I guess we really have no say in how some things
Well,
get.
that means sand building up on the Saho side of the beach.
Because the problem is, right, and as we mentioned earlier on, you have people who are in charge of the affairs of the Grenadines, of the various islands, and knows nothing about the islands. I remember I asked the question about the wharf, and I was told, the government want to build it here in the original spot, meaning replace what is there. But the developer want to put it down where the Sino area is, and everybody in Canada one knows that area does get real rough.
Not even that. That water in the corner is contaminated because the Sino is right there.
Exactly. You understand? And,
So
and these are things that we need to be dealt with.
Yeah.
No,
It's very important that we have a voice proper.
Look, I as I said, I think it's important that we start governing ourselves in the Grenadines. Like for some reason, um, and it's just plain and straight. Mainlanders cannot fully understand how we live and how we function. And having a ministry, for example, you have a ministry of agriculture that doesn't really cater to see what crops could be grown properly in the southern Grenadines, or having a proper office down in the Grenadines, or an extension officer that goes around giving the resource, because we could have positions created and they're not functioning properly. It is important, and that's why I say it's important that we have some sort of self-governing system in where we are able to answer to the people properly. So you go to the people, listen, you have different representatives representing different areas, and they put forward on a yearly basis a budget. Because look, one of the things I have learned since moving, because I'm no longer in the classroom. I mean, maybe I might go back in the classroom sometime, but since after Beryl, I've been out of the classroom. I now work at the Ministry of Urban Development, Grannies Affairs and Local Government. But
You meant local government. You just mentioned local government when you say we don't have local government.
No, we don't have local government.
Then why is it called local government?
There's a department of local government that deals with, for example, markets, cleaning drains, and building signs, um, looking at basic things within the different communities. But that is not the type of local government that I would like to see, and that is not the type of local government that we envision. Sorry, we envision. We envision a system of local government. As I said, it could start with the ministry model or a representative model, because it is in, look, what we need to understand is if we don't have somebody to push what we need in the budget every year, nothing would really get done. The budget is the legal instruments that allows the government to spend money. If it is not budgeted for, it cannot be done. So if a person come and tell you, or a politician can tell you, oh, I'm gonna build you a wharf in Canada this year, and they didn't go through the process to get that in the budget, that is not going to be done unless there's some special warrant or some special thing to get that done. That is not, and we have to, it is important for all of us that when the budget process is coming around, and normally that process starts around May, June, that we get information to our different ministries. We start speaking to if we don't have, but see, if we have local government, then our ministry will have to come to the people. They will have to speak to the different department heads, and it will be more tailored for us in the Grenadines.
Abdul, could I interject here?
Yeah.
Because you're telling me that you have to have somebody there to represent and the budget and all of that. But why is it not that budget is created for all of us, not just some of us, because you're not a part of us?
All right, so
that's how it feels.
But what I'm saying, the fact that we're a multi-island state, right? If you budget to have, for example, a hospital built on the mainland, is it going to, and Tisha mentioned this, is this going to benefit us? Yes. But is it going to benefit us directly? No. You understand? Because at the end of the day, if our hospitals are not developed in the Southern Grenadines to a level, when we get sick, we will still have to battle to get to the mainland. So what I'm saying, all I'm saying, right? If we have a ministry of Grenadines Affairs or we have some form of local government, then the budgets will be tailored specifically to deal with matters relating or matters affecting us in the Southern Grenadines.
No, I go back to some time ago. I remember it was mentioned that money is there for roads. I got excited. I get excited a bit. And roads in Canoan. We need the taxi man just drop me outside. So, I get the point that you're making with local government, and you and I have spoken about this, and we said, yeah, boy, this is what is needed here. And I'm hoping that at some point in time, whoever wins the next general election, they would adopt something like this within. I know the ruling party. They have the Ministry of Grenadines Affairs, and I heard NDP mentioning something about Grenadines development or something of that nature.
Ministry of Grenadines Development, I believe. Yeah.
Right, something of that nature. Listen to the voice of the persons, not just bringing your ideas, but also the ideas of persons, the citizens who are affected directly with it.
Yeah, we're a multi-island state, and it's about, it's high time. I being honest with you, how much years of independence we celebrated the other day?
46.
46. And it is important, I being honest, it is really important at this stage of our development that we start managing our own affairs in the Grenadines at some level. Yeah. That we decide, okay, we're gonna do this road this year, we're gonna do that. So for example, let me say 5 million budget towards roads, 20 million budget towards salary, another 5 million for infrastructure development in sports, another set of money for fisheries, agriculture, another set of money for tourism development. And we elect persons to decide how that money is spent, and they're accountable to us. And if they don't do a good job, election should be held every 2.5 years to possibly remove them or keep them there, because they now have to go and sit down within a Grenadines council, which would be like a small Grenadines parliament, and decide how that money is going to be spent and where this money is. And then it's not only that too. A big problem that governments face is implementation. Sometimes the monies are there, but persons are civil servants. Sometimes or different persons in the ministries are not implementing the projects in a timely manner. And I'm being honest with you, working on this side of the civil service, it has opened my eyes to see how things really function. And it is important that we have competent and people-centered persons working in the different departments who are willing and who are capable of actually going out there and getting it done. And sometimes you have to stand up to people big time. You have to stand up and say, hey, this needs to be done, this needs to be done.
I've done for me. Oh Lord. But I'm hoping that sometime our dreams
Nah, but I said we had a
island.
demand our dream here.
The
We
fashion that we
listen,
have for our
listen.
various islands.
Another 5 years should not go, and the Grenadines they in the same state. We have to have some sort of a local government.
How do we get
It,
it done?
no, we as a people we have to demand it. We have to organize. We have to demand it. I mean, there's no reason why, and this is a matter beyond NDP and ULP. It is an important matter for our development, because we have to wait for somebody in St. Vincent to organize to do a sketch to build a bridge. In this day and age, still we need listen, and as I said, this goes beyond party lines, and we persons need to have the political will to actually push to get these things. And I'm saying it, whether I support one party or the other. Everybody know me as a person who have been vocal. I will agree on things that I believe are beneficial to my community. And I will disagree on things that I think are not beneficial to my
I've
community.
done.
And I've always been that person.
I've done.
Hey.
Somebody saying the Grenadines Fall is Union Island.
Yeah?
They say the Grenadines Fall is Union Island.
No, but listen, I'm a union man. You're a Canawan man. When you advocating for something, most of the time, you will push for Canawan. It's only natural. You will always try to put Canawan first, and then But
Look, this is what I tell people, right? As it relates to elections now, right? And I would say to persons, I cannot tell you or be upset with you how you want to vote. You're from North Windward, you're from Central Kingston, you're from wherever. You have to know the reasons why you are voting, how you're voting. If I'm to vote, I know why I am voting, how I'm voting, right? The cookie crumbles different everywhere else. So when I advocate for Canawan and the Southern Grenadines. That's what I speak about. I just make noise when I see certain things going on with Myro and Union. When I go into school sports, it's one Grenadines I just push.
Yeah.
You know that.
Yeah. That is a fact.
You just ask me which of the islands I'm from, man.
We're from the south. We're from the south. We're from the south.
But as much as that might be the case, answer not done, right? Even if you're lobbying and you deal with what's more pressing on which of the islands, and then the allocation of funds. So if I have $500, am I going to spend it on a project in Union for $800, and I could do a project in Canman for $3? These are some of the things we have to look into as well.
And that's why I said each island should have a council member, and we should have a council that meets, what as I said, in May, June, and because budget discussion really and truly does start in October, November down there, where they're getting that document together, and then budget pass, whether it's in the new year or what, but budget and estimates. But these are things people need to educate themselves about the process, because if we don't educate ourselves about the process, we're going to get frustrated, because it is important. If you ain't get something in the budget for next year, trust me, that ain't going to happen until 2027. That's the closest time it could happen. You can make one noise. Parliament already voted on how they're going to spend money. And if Parliament say we're going to spend money and build 10 houses in Valley, they can't take that money and build 10 houses in Clifton or Canawan or Myro. That's how it works. So it is important that we get those things in, and in a timely manner, and that we speak to our people, our reps, our caretakers, and ensure that they speak to the different ministry. Because listen, I want us to reach to a stage where even if a representative is in opposition, they could call the different government offices and say, listen, let us have a conversation about this, and let us see how we could get certain things done. Because, the opposition is also part of the government. I mean, they're also part of the government.
But I'm done, boy. I don't know.
It's really important that this local
I just
government
sorry I can't
come
see
into
I
place
just
I
want to
because
can't see
ask.
your comments on them
Yes,
online, because I
I know
didn't
you
send
can't.
this thing.
I know. Yeah, I know you can't. I know you can't.
I wanna ask something though, like from everyone's perspective here. You can share when you're done, because this question can go for everybody. We have, not mentioning any specific names, but we have basically two parties running, right? Each party or group of leaders, each group of leaders have a level that an extent of leverage based on, you know, where they are, whether opposition or ruling, right? In terms of opposition and ruling, where does the extent to effect change? How far is the extent to effect change on each side? What power or leverage does the op have, and what power or leverage does the ruling have? And I know people claim and complain, and
No, obviously,
hold on,
obviously. That's a no-brainer.
hold on. We all have our reservations about who's who, what's what, who's repping whatever. Throw that out the window. What I want to know is, punctually, what do you see? And this is it for everybody who's live here and who's in the audience. What do you see in terms of these two parties having leverage to effect change, and to what extent in the Southern Grenadines? How about that? Tell me what you see that you think the op could have done better. Tell me what you see that the ruling could have done better. Let me talk about that, because that is what affecting us right now. Let me see how we coming in there with that, because I just hear, let me just give you for instance, I hear people say, oh, he in the opposition, this person, whatever, whoever, he can't do much, whatever. What level of power does he have? Oh, he in the ruling. What level of he do this or she do this? How can he do this but he can't do it? How can she do this but she can't do it? You know? Help me understand how that leverage of power is affected from opposition to ruling.
I'm done.
Anybody, help me.
Let's Sandy go that one, boy.
Help me there. What power does the opposition have in effecting change in the
I
Southern
would
Grenadines,
just say,
and what power does the ruling have in effecting change in the Southern Grenadines? If you want me to simplify it more. Because people tend to say that the op doesn't have as much leverage as the ruling, which we understand naturally.
Oh,
so,
we know that. We know that.
To what extent? What change can they actually effect as an opposition? And what change should the ruling effect as the ruling?
Now, this is twofold, right? Because, oh, go ahead, Tisha.
No, I was just saying that one thing I'm always disappointed about. No, I'm here. I'm here. I'm doing other things, but I'm here. One of the things that I always find rather disappointing is when parties tend to only start looking at the community when it's close to election time. And I'm talking about both sides here, right? So it's like a long period of neglect, and then, oh, you're back in our side because we need your vote. And then they all disappear again. And I think we need to look at that. I noticed party offices only open around this time.
Right.
Why aren't they open year round? Why isn't there a space where people can feel comfortable to go and speak to them about what issues they're having? Like, I don't understand that. And I don't know if everybody thinks that Grenadine people have, short-term memory or something, but that is what has been happening. A long period of being ignored, and then all of a sudden,
things are,
hey, we see you now.
You notice the amount of things that happened this year?
Just the best
functions.
Good Lord.
This group come in, that group come in. We're doing this training, etc. We've been asking for it for what? Forever. But I'm just saying, like, I've noticed that.
Stop walking
and
fast.
I'm glad you mentioned it. I've said it again.
No.
Oh, I was just saying, I've noticed that, and it's like, as we want change, and we love for these things to happen. But when you bombard us with them, it's like, okay, yeah, this is weird. You know what I mean? Like,
who are you fooling?
Like, okay, we know we needed this a long time ago, but if you try to do everything in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 months, I mean, you're just squeezing it in just because. I feel like training should be staggered and given more effort, not just a jump in because okay, yeah, this is the time.
If I may try to answer your original question.
Go ahead,
right?
go ahead.
I remember after the last election, Mr. Snag made a statement that he don't wish to be a part of the cabinet. He want no position there. And Mr. White was upset. We can't get nobody for represent we here now. Da, 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 da. And I could have understand what he was saying, right? Because I never met or saw the person who is said to be the Minister of Grenadines Affairs until last year after Beryl. Never saw the person in Canaan before. Right? And as we say, we need people who know what we're going through and could advocate for us properly.
Exactly. But you're talking about my good friend, you're talking about my good friend.
It don't matter who it is. I
have my good friend.
No, I just tell people how it is.
No. But I mean,
I'm being real.
And not because she's my friend at the finish, yeah. Because I know Union Island was one of the first places she visited when she took up the position. Actually, she took up the position not long before Beryl, after Julian would have stepped out. But that was a problem too. Persons previously who were ministers or had the portfolio of Grenadines affairs, they hardly ever really visited the Grenadines. It was like we're an afterthought. And I mean, people, there's no secret in terms of which party I support. And I have had issues in terms of how the whole administrative structure for the Grenadines, and it needs to be more efficient and it needs to change, and it needs to be more people centered in terms of the voice of the Grenadines actually. I mean, look, going back to the question of who has more power to effect change, obviously the party that's in power. Our representative also has a responsibility, because I could tell you this. You remember when Ralph Gonzalez was in opposition? He effected a lot of change in while he was an opposition member, and he was, you asked the right question, because sometimes I just ask myself, where these politicians just get these questions from when they go to parliament? Who did I sit down to? Did I have meetings with the constituents? When's the last time, elected or non-elected? When's the last time they had a meeting with the constituents, a town hall meeting, and listen and say, listen, let us bring out the issues. What are the issues in our community? And we need to hold all our politicians at a higher standard.
That was my point. Even though
even beyond
opposition,
the islands are small, they can go door to door as well.
Yeah. So even though you're in opposition, you're the elected member. You still have a responsibility to the people.
And it is very sad.
No, sometimes I get the notion that opposition, sometimes they will see the government going down a rabbit hole, for example. I'm just giving an example. And they'll just sit back and say, okay, if they go down a rabbit hole, people go suffer, and then they go cry out, and then they'll say, okay, we need a change. But if I watch my son going and fall off his bike, and me ain't even try to help him or stop him, I had to ask myself, do I love him? I mean, we at some point, to prove a point, we had to be bigger than that. We had to stop trying to prove points, because people's lives are at stake. People's livelihood is at stake. And if we keep quiet, with the hope that things will get bad and people will kick up, and then people will say, I'm going to get rid of you. That's not the way. That's not the way.
I'm gonna read this.
Let we swing back. Right?
I tell I discuss no politics tonight. Don't 10 o'clock in the past my bedtime. I don't get up and walk in the morning and answer.
Let we swing back and
Jimmy and I going on a hike on, is it when Jimmy? Thursday morning. Thursday morning. Yeah.
I walk every morning now.
Yeah. Somebody asking here, or it's a statement anyway. Since Beryl,
I think we should leave that one. Yeah, let Abdan read it in your own time, whenever you feel like.
Abdan, stay wondering why you ain't run.
Why I run?
Yeah.
Nah, I being
We
honest with
talking
you.
run up and down, eh?
No. Let me be honest.
And it's walking.
Beryl was a difficult period for me, right? And I it was between myself and Chevron. Both of us were contesting to be the candidate, and at one point, because there was people competing, there was back and forth, whatever. But Beryl really took a lot out of me because, as you know, Hansel and the other guys, I was on the ground from like the very next day, and I kept going. My morning started at 5 o'clock in the morning, and I at that time I wasn't thinking about anything with politics. I actually was actively looking, assisting the party, and looking for a candidate, and I would have spoken
You
to.
look in the mirror, boss.
No. At that time, I was done with politics, being able man. And then we, couldn't find anybody at the point in time, and then I think Stuart came about, and a couple of people called me. Um, Even a couple of NDP people called me, and they said like, "Abdul, why you in run, boy?" And then I had a discussion with my family, and then I said, I'm going to do it. But then it reached the point, it was becoming an internal battle. I'll be honest with you, and I was just too tired to fight two battles because I was fighting Beryl, and then I had to fight internal battles to win the candidacy. And at that time, I thought that my island needed me more than ever, and it was important for me to continue whatever work I was doing. And not only that too, because once that was finished, I had to look after myself and my family, actually rebuilding. And as much as I wanted it, um there was way more important things to me at this time. And my health, I wasn't eating properly, I wasn't sleeping properly, I even ended up in the hospital, all kind of thing, because it would just keep going. And I didn't think it was it, I would not have been able to run an effective campaign. And then I decided, I had a meeting with Siobhan, and I said, look, you go ahead, I go back out. I'll step aside.
Sound like a true politician. They.
But I like how you say true, but that's the truth, man. I mean, honest.
All
That's it.
right. Well,
I mean, we
And I don't
respect
think
that, Abdan, and we understand. You know, what I mean, you had to know yourself,
Yeah, it was it
brother,
was it
and
was thick,
yeah,
man.
and your
but
situation
Abden has
basically.
always been advocating for the Grenadines no matter what, and I must big him up for that, eh?
No,
Must
and listen, people who know me, they know that I have taken stance or positions against the party that I normally support. They know that, and I've done it publicly. Yeah, you understand. I've not done it in private. I've done it publicly whenever it was necessary. And that's who I am, and that's who I will continue to be. I consider myself not really as a politician. I mean, somebody one time tell me I have to decide whether I'm an advocate or a politician, but I think advocates make the best politicians, you know, because, most time advocates always talk the truth.
Yeah. So,
Hmm.
Grenadines.
Listen, we gotta leave these grannies affairs for another night until three
Well,
I
hours,
think so. I think
3
so. We can't
minutes,
talk
seven
all in one night,
seconds.
Ansel.
Our limit.
And
Listen, after the
He
election,
right, yeah, he right,
after
yeah,
the
he
election,
right,
you
yeah.
could invite me back and we go chop it up.
most
And
definitely,
yeah,
most definitely,
because we whoever is elected as the representative at the Southern Grannies, every now and then we gotta get them to listen to us. We gotta get them to listen to
I
us.
even invite
Get
them on
them,
the
get
Fireside
them
Chat
really
as
live
well.
too, so we could get some direct questions from
Yeah,
our
yeah,
listenership.
yeah. We gotta keep the pressure on them.
Man, people troublesome, man.
So
Boy,
we
I'm
gonna we
done.
gonna leave the names out.
I'm
We
done.
Yeah,
ain't calling no
When you
names,
get a chance,
right?
go
go
and look
back
at
to
the
the
comments.
policy and read the comments. Them my people. If I'm
Do,
too,
do,
I can get myself in trouble.
leave it alone.
Listen,
Leave that
I
Leave
love
it
alone.
alone.
Myra. I
We have
love
had
Myra. I don't
our
go to Myra
fireside chat,
often
We,
enough.
right? We have
this
chatted.
this fireside chat like it want to
We
blaze.
have
I
chatted,
ain't going down
Yeah,
there.
right? We
But they
have
gotta wait.
chatted,
They gotta wait for that discussion though.
and
They got
let me continue it. But here what as
Yeah.
well as for future too.
I've done somebody once with mommy have to run.
Let watch some of the names, right?
Yeah.
For future.
But I think that's all.
The names. For future, thanks. Right.
All right. So, gentlemen, thank you for your time. I mean, I can't pay you for this.
Don't forget the lady on the line.
Yes.
I think she done gone.
Nah, she's here. You can hear
Nah,
her.
she walk over and come. I don't know she not.
Nah, she gone.
Sure?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
I think she's
No, listen, I after burial, after burial, not cutting, but after burial, because Tisha and I we taught at the United Secondary School together, and we were planning a trip. We were planning to go to St. Lucia by boat and all of that, and then Hurricane Beryl came, and that was the first time I left the island, was to go on that trip sometime in August.
I think I met you just before you left.
Yeah, we had a trip to St. Lucia, then we to Antigua, and it was I really needed it, and I think we all needed it just to get away and just enjoy ourselves.
Yeah.
And at that time, we really bonded. I think we got close and everything. And now we have a little group called Travel Buddies, and we look at different places.
So you can kick just now then?
Yeah.
You think kick just now?
Boy, my girlfriend she said that you gotta. I can't deal with you so long without a ring, without a wedding ring. So ladies, I most likely I'll be off the market soon. I gotta make up my mind.
I thought you have
you gonna go play yourself.
And they say can't in politics if you ain't married. So maybe I go prepare for 2030.
Send me bed, eh? Here we going on. It's bedtime. It's bedtime. We are.
So listen, guys. All you gotta follow my. Some of you gotta follow my footsteps.
2.5 minutes.
How much more? How many
2.5 minutes.
Give some of the comments a read, but
boy, no, them comments.
They're rough.
No, read the comments, man. Read the comments, man. Don't afraid,
boy.
Don't afraid. Read them.
Big man like you talking about girlfriend. That's one.
Stoops.
No, they're right.
Girlfriend.
Till now.
Till now.
No, normally I should have said my partner. I should have said my partner.
Somebody's still picking and choosing comments.
I said my partner.
Somebody asks why don't you invite both representatives to the platform?
That would be good. A nice little debate before the election.
No free press over here.
No.
That's so easy.
Debate, yo.
I don't think it's free press. It's actually hold on, gentlemen. It's actually something that
we have talked about it.
Right, hold on, Jamie. It's something that actually crossed my mind, and I have asked person. In fact, an 18-year-old, he goes to college, and he said to me, Hansel, I think it's important that you discuss some level of the elections on your platform. And I said, but I don't want to go down in the political road.
Yeah,
he said it is important for us, and if it is possible, bring the various candidates on the program. That is an 18-year-old. That's where his mind is.
I want to say something there.
So I think it is very important. And if I could, I will try to.
I want to say something there.
Oh, Lord.
Hold on.
Bravo, good night. See you.
I want to say something there.
Yeah.
And here's what I would say. The current atmosphere surrounding our political season at this time, if I'm honest, it's a bit distasteful, and we didn't want to bring that kind of energy onto the program.
True.
This is
because we've
Grenadines people first. You understand? So if that's why we started in the beginning, and we said we are trying to maintain a certain level of quorum, a certain level of conduct. We want to keep it as such, because this is a everybody program. It's not just, we don't want to taint it with any kind of that energy. Because we realize people are not holding themselves accountable.
As someone saying a debate, what I was actually thinking, not necessarily debate, but have them one at a time and let them be able to speak about their plans and everything else that relates. Because going off on a debate, we might not be able to have anything
else
proper.
That's it.
And I may have to put a stop on the comments. because I think persons in the comment section at times can be nasty.
And this is why I said we don't want to bring that over here.
And I can't deal with it.
Yeah.
How I set up this thing so that we could see the comments, yo. You must link it.
You can see it, you know. We usually post on screen, but you are only able to see it on YouTube if we post them on screen. We have a show option.
No, I know normally when I go on Jomo program.
I didn't realize. Look at it now. Look at it now.
Let's see.
And so you must do your homework before you come on platform, man.
No. It's there. I didn't even realize it's there.
Yeah.
It's there. My bad. I
this
apologize.
platform allow for you to share.
It does.
All right, so you can scroll through.
It's actually right there in my eyes, and I didn't even read it.
We have a show option.
And I've done the here talking about off the market. That is negative energy.
You see what's going on? You see what's going on there already?
Boy, I've done.
That is just the scratch.
Words, Bridget. Choose your words.
That is just the scratch. You understand?
I'm sure you can scroll and probably see.
You understand?
Somebody talking about fish?
Go down.
Fish market off.
Oh God.
Have mercy.
Yeah.
But guys, this has been a wonderful program.
Yes.
It's something we have to continue.
Yes.
We will.
Yo, big up, Bravo.
However,
Alex, big up, Dominic, them fellas in Tux and Cakers and tuned in. Big up all yourself, brothers. Thanks for that.
Big up the fellas, them away under.
Yeah, thanks to the folks from Myro, folks from Union Kano One.
For real.
You know, persons in the diaspora who would have tuned in, and even persons who are not Vincentians but follow the page Kano One Islanders. Thank you very much.
You know what? Big up with these people because they tune in proper. They tuned
in and
you understand? They
were part
they partake well
of it, you know. So Nikki, you were saying
they stuck right through it. You understand? All right.
Yeah, basically I was saying a wonderful program, right? And you know, it shouldn't really end here. You know?
No,
definitely.
It won't.
Because there are always issues to be discussed. And anyhow, anywhere, anytime I can assist, just let me know. Once I'm available, I'll be glad to assist in some way or the other.
Same here, man. Same here.
Yeah. We appreciate you guys for joining tonight.
I think it's time I take my leave now.
Yeah, I need to go in my bed.
Yeah, I gotta go in my bed. I did doing laundry at the same time. You know.
At least we keep you up to so you wouldn't fall asleep while the laundry.
Yeah, they're spinning outside right now.
Look out for more Grenadines affairs, because most definitely we want to touch base with the Tobago Keys Marine Park.
Right.
You know, try to get Lesroy and to discuss that, because as much as that is there, that is always a part of us.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
but I gotta tell you this, the Tobago Keys, without the Tobago Keys Marine Park, I think we would have been in a lot more trouble after Beryl, because they would have actually funded and paid for a lot, because a lot of things after the Stormer Union. And I still got to big up my boy Leslie for making that organization very, very profitable, so that it's able to contribute a bit more to the community. And I'm hoping that they could contribute more, spend some of that money, bro. Spend some of that money they're making, spend some in Myro. And
spend some in Canavan.
Can't waste and pick na taro, Jay. Don't contact with small money, no man. Contact with small money, Jay. Leave Tobago keep for Myro.
You know what you just do there? You just confirm what somebody said on the chat. When we talk Grenadines, it's only Union Island talking about. That's it. I'm leaving. I gone.
Guys, have a good night.
It's time for my bedtime also. Thank you for chiming in.
Nice having you guys. Bless. And folks on the live, thank you for being here.
Yes. For those who chime in late, you can always click it back on YouTube and watch the full episode. You can do that. It will be on Facebook for the next month or so. Exactly so. You know, it would be good to have different persons on the program, Jamie, who are basically you from this side. You're from the Grenadines, and you want to talk about something that is important. The issue that you are experiencing,
perhaps. Yes, you let us
from
know.
a Grenadines person perspective.
Yeah, you let us know. And once it fits into what we're about, we will. Because I was talking to Isla Vista today, and I said, we in the month of November.
Right.
At some point in time, I think we should have a discussion as it relates to tourism.
Because then they are also one of the prominent Airbnbs on island.
Yeah. And of course, listen, Casanova tell you about all of them with Myro who's functioning. Get 2 or 3 Myro persons on the program as well. We don't have to leave studio here.
Right.
They don't have to leave Myro. They don't have to leave Union Island.
We share you the link, you chime in.
You understand? So these are the things that we working towards. So people at some point in time,
if you feel like it's something that you want to be a part of, let us know. Send a message.
Let's go. And I think that's going to be a series within the Fireside Chat, Grenadines Affairs. Because a lot of persons thought when we say Grenadines Affairs, we're going to go deep and hard and crazy into the season. But there's so many things that affects us that
we don't need to be on any partisan side of politics discussing those. Like giving energy to it. We can discuss our issues that are bothering us without including all the extra not so good energies. You know what I mean?
Look, last night we spoke about CMAS for 2.5 hours with Maslin.
And it went right into what we're trying to get at.
2.5 hours. Right, so anyway, folks, this is where we take our leave. So, good night, good morning, good evening. Be safe. All right. So, until our next Fireside Chat. This is an impromptu something, so you never know when we pop up again. So, peace. We're out.
Drop the window and feel the vibe. There's no other place I'd rather be. Me Vincy girl by my side. I tell them all the while, we don't have no gold in our oil, but we have wonderful people rich with beautiful smiles. From the hills to the mountains, every man, every woman, every child. If you're proud to be Vincy, put your hands up high and let me hear you say, this island is mine. Jump and say, jump and say, jump and say, this island is mine. Jump and say, jump and say, jump and say, this island is mine. Jump and say, jump and say, jump and say, this island is mine. Wait and say, wait and say. Hey, Vincy me come from, and I will never sell out my heritage. So if you're looking for me, don't worry, you can find me up in the hills. I'm doing it the Vincy way. I wish every day was Vincy day. So if you're proud of your country, put up
Black Friday come around, we are the best prices in town. Black Friday starts now at cost. Yeah, it's back. God's Black Friday. I tell you, hurry fast. Traffic on the highway. You know we got unbeatable prices. And furniture, electronics, and appliances. Are you coming? Say yeah.